I even had a conversation with somebody I know. They were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it done." And I was like, "Oh, why?" And then she told me the reason. And I said, "Oh, but you look fine as you are. You don't need to." But she was adamant on getting it done because one thing, you know what? Yeah, I just look at the reasons because she wanted to get it done because she's had 2 kids and she feels like her breasts are not the same.
You're saying that there's a big difference between a woman that's had pregnancy and her boobs have sagged after 3 children and have been sucking on her titty, and a woman that's 23, never had no kids, still quite firm, but just wants it to be 4 sizes bigger. For me, they're both in the same bracket. It's like, that is how you look, and you're not happy with how you look. You want to change it. It's not that I don't understand it. It's just, for some reason, you're saying one is more acceptable than the other. And I get it. I get it from both sides.
Yeah, it's like I am not happy, particularly with some parts of my body, so I'm working out to fix it. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only difference is that I'm not going under the knife to do it.
But that is a big difference. That's the point.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
But you're talking about, this is how your body is, so you just leave it and that is it.
No. Working out is different than having cosmetic surgery.
Why?
I don't think I need to justify that.
Hold on. Who kissed their teeth? Because
both of them.
No, I didn't kiss
loud.
That was
my teeth. I was like,
you clearly
that
know
was loud.
There's a difference between going to the gym, doing some press ups and doing some sit ups, and if you wanted to, let's say, firm your
but ultimately both people want to change their body, and that is ultimately both people are trying to change their body, isn't it?
Yeah, but I could be trying to make money. It's a difference from going to work and robbing a bank. It's how you do things makes a difference. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing. This is episode number 285. We are slowly creeping up to 300. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to start off straight at the back and say last week's episode was rubbish. And usually I wouldn't say something like that because I know mans would give me side eye, but I'm not in a room with people mans this week, so I'm just going to say it. Everybody's on mute, so I don't even know if they have anything to moan about or complain. But I want to apologize. My brother's giving me the middle finger. Thank you. I want to apologize for last week's episode. It
wasn't that bad. I think the sound quality. Sound quality could have been worse. Could have been better, but the actual content was not bad.
Are you eating?
I'm eating a.
Oh my God!
A Malteser celebration, and I will mute myself now. Thank you. Goodbye.
Why would you ask him that question? He's always eating.
Yeah, man. The Brad
he needs to be
of
fat.
The crew. The Brad Pitt of the crew. All right, so 285. Hashtag ESN pod to start or join in the conversation at ESN podcast on all social medias. All right. First off, I am Stavros Boss.
Get down.
You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. Thank you very much for joining the crew. In the room with us this very evening, we have 4 regular squad members and a guest. So let's start off with the regular guys. You should all unmute yourselves now. And, the person that's unmuted already is Big Wahala.
At Big Wahala on Insta, Big Wahala on Twitter. What's good, people?
Also, we have Webslinger.
Spider sense tingling.
DJ Webslinger on Instagram, DJ Webslinger on Twitter. What's good, people?
He was one of the reasons why the sound quality was poor last week. Man didn't even use
Go
the mic.
suck your finger!
I'm glad that's what you said because I was ready to drive down there and kick you in your chest. As the man MF Doom said, I will talk about my moms, yo.
It would have been deep because I would have been coming as well. Both of us would have been coming in both directions.
I would have been like the Legion of Doom, boy. Their finishing move on WWE.
Yeah, put him on the shoulders.
Yeah, that would have been you finished, bro.
Man, I can imagine Steph coming off the top rope with his asthma.
Yeah. All right. Well, also we have Mr. Wolf.
What's going on, people? hold on. Any Tonwa Kionwara. I'll say that again. Any Onwa Kionwara. That is my Yoruba proverb this week. And it translates to the person others are watching should not join in the watching as well. The wisdom's translation is be selective, be involved, don't be an onlooker on your own game. Don't be a spectator. Dive in. Should we dive in? That's what I want to ask the guest. In fact, our guest is actually Nigerian. I wonder if she speaks Yoruba as well. So
I was going to comment.
She can critique, man.
I was going to comment because my wife listened to last week's podcast.
And what did she say?
And when she heard Mr. Wolf's doing the Yoruba problem, she was watching the dishes and she was like, what did he just say? She was like, I don't know what he just said, but.
But you know, the funny thing is that when I say it, it's like sometimes I will give it to a colleague at work. Like he's the one that
will help you.
That people would have heard a couple of weeks ago when I played his actual audio translation. And when I say it to him, he's just like, no, I don't get that. And then when he looks at it, he said, yeah, but you just need to change it a little bit here and change it a little bit there. So I'm not too far off. And even sometimes I'll give it to him. I could give it to my mum even, and she will read it and she will have that scrunched up look.
Because they don't use Yoruba often written form, innit?
It's more so that the proverbs is very much hardcore Yoruba. You understand? So they look at it.
Might not be their region as well.
Maybe, but it's just proper hardcore Yoruba, man. So,
yeah, because you know Yoruba's got different regions, different levels, innit? So they say, this one is Jebu Yoruba, this one is this Yoruba, this one is that Yoruba, this one is this, that, but that. So sometimes as much as like there's the same English, there's still different bits of English, isn't it? Different types of English that people speak and whatever. And I suppose when you're reading it, because the same with my mum as well. When she reads sometimes the Yoruba that she sees, you see her looking a little bit different. But my dad seems to be able to read it a bit better than my mum. It's weird. It's one of those ones.
Anyway, aka Mr. Wolf on Twitter, aka _ Mr. Wolf on Instagram. What's going on?
Hopefully she's around. We have one more person joining us. We have our guest first of all, Simple Simon is not joining us this week, so shout him out. But our guest in the room this week is Miss CynTea.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
What's going on?
Long time. It's been, you know what, was it like, no, it was 2 years ago around Christmas time that I came on the pod. That's 2018, isn't it? Yeah. Wow. With JJ Bola, I think.
Bola, yeah.
Yeah, maybe we were trying to set them up, innit?
Yeah. How did that go? Did it work?
That's funny.
It ended, what do you mean? The hookup ended at the door. What do you mean?
Oh my god!
I found a 1 2.
He's cool, whatever. But we already said it's best for us to just keep it as it is, isn't it? Like we all had a mutual. I said what I said, and he said what he said, and that was it.
Oh, he's not
so
your type.
you actually had the conversation.
No, you guys were there.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
I was
he's not your type.
It was the whole thing, because I think you guys said, you guys are both tall, and then I asked, okay, so what's your religion? And I think he said he's not a Christian or something.
Yeah.
And I said, it's not going to work. So we just left it at that.
You know what?
I understand, Sin. You know, you're not equally yoked like that. Don't listen to these, man. Don't listen to these, man.
Let's start.
No.
That is a good way to start the conversation.
Let me just give a quick sermon. In the times of Corona, you need somebody.
What?
Well, who said I don't have somebody?
Hey.
You guys are assuming, and you know what they say when people assume in it? You make an ass of yourself. So please.
That is not what they say, but you are a proper Nigerian, so I'll let you off.
So are you saying you have somebody?
This one speaks broken Yoruba and broken Netherlands, Dutch, whatever as well. So
no.
I
don't speak Yoruba, you know.
You don't speak it?
No.
Okay.
I'm not even Yoruba. I'm from Edo State.
Oh yes, you're Edo State.
So what's that, Afik?
What to be Afik? What's that?
It's one of our languages in Nigeria.
No. So in my household, we speak 3 languages. So my mum does actually speak Yoruba, and my dad, Well, you know what it is he speaks about? He refuses to speak, which is a conversation for another day. My dad speaks another language called Ora that my mum doesn't understand. And then they've got one language in common, Isha. So,
Isha.
yeah, so 3 Nigerian languages plus English and Dutch. And I speak English and Dutch, so I'm bilingual.
She's still bilingual.
So your parents both speak 4 languages?
Essentially, yeah. So my dad would then speak 5. Well, you know what it is, yeah? Dutch is not an easy language to pick up when you're older. So, of course, when I was there, I went to school and everything. So I was able to pick up the language, but they didn't really go to school there. So they know a few words, but they can't hold like a proper conversation in Dutch, if that makes sense. But they somewhat understand it.
So you can live in Holland without speaking the language?
Yeah, because the second language is English, isn't it?
I wouldn't even say it's English, but now they're more accommodating to people that are foreign, because even if you go to the shops, there's one cashier that's English, because there's lots of students that study there. But those days in the 90s, it wasn't like that. You would have to speak Dutch. And yeah, like, I don't know if you remember those times where a lot of people from Holland came to the UK instead, because I feel like that has a reason to do with the language barrier, because of course in the UK you speak English, so it's a lot easier in terms of like, you know, building a career for yourself, as opposed to being in the Netherlands where you would first have to learn the language before you can build a career for yourself. So, yeah. So I feel like I'm rambling on, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying.
So Nigerians were going on like Asian grandmas in Holland then? Basically.
What does that even mean?
So you know the people that like the Brexiters and all those people that are racist always complain about the fact that Asian grandmas don't learn English. They should learn English. They always say like the children always learn English, but the parents and the grandparents never seem to learn English. They just speak their language, and that's why that's why you see a lot of the times when you have like Asian people potentially your age, their family like their grandmas and all that stuff here, they at least understand their language if they can't speak it. Because if they don't, they won't be able to speak to that grandma that's refusing to learn English, because they don't really speak English in necessarily in a couple of their countries like Pakistan and India. They can speak English. Bangladesh, they can speak English, but it's not a necessity the same way it is in like somewhere like Nigeria. So they can quite happily go on their day-to-day life not speaking English at all.
Let me just jump in there quickly. Sorry, change the subject. I quickly have to pay for Zoom. So you might keep talking. If I don't pay in the next 9 minutes, it's gonna lock us up. Let me just quickly pay.
Yeah. So that's why a lot of the time you hear a lot of the people that were, you know, get these foreigners and these immigrants out. They always used to complain about the fact that, you know, there's a lot of Asian people that they come to the country and don't even learn the language, because in the end they feel like they don't have to, because the people in their household can actually speak the language. It's one of those ones anyway. But I'm glad to see that you've made your way to the UK shores, and now you've made your way onto the podcast. And it's always a pleasure to have you on the podcast anyway, man.
Thank you.
Before you came on the pod, actually, Stab was actually just commending you for your podcasting skills, saying that you need to be on more podcasts again. Because obviously you had your Let's Talk run that you had, your special episodes. He said he was really informative. He liked them a lot, and he said that obviously he's on Clubhouse. I'm not on Clubhouse, but he said that that on Clubhouse that you seem to be running your rooms really well. So it's good to have you on, man. It's always
Thank you. I really appreciate the love. Yeah, it's been one hell of a journey, because I started off as a blogger back in 2017. From there, I did podcasting the first time around. Then I didn't really know what to do with myself. And then I remembered that I like to ask people awkward questions. And that's how I fell into debating and, you know, just hosting debates, if that makes sense. And I'm doing it on Clubhouse, so we thank God to see where that takes me. But yeah, thank you so much for the support.
Make sure you throw us some of those awkward questions. Let's chop it up in here as well.
I was about to ask, do you have a go-to awkward question?
She's got some wicked ones on Twitter.
I've got to, I can see Wahala retweeting them sometimes. Let me just see what I got in my stash whilst you guys talk, and then I'll throw something in there as the conversation progresses. Yeah? How does... do you want me to touch on it now?
If you've got something now, go for it now, yeah.
Just anything random. Or the last thing that you had on your... in that group thing on the iPhone. What's it called again? Clubhouse.
No, well, the conversation we had was more of an open question. It wasn't a question to kind of like confuse people or put them on the spot. The question was, are you ready for love in 2021? And it was just very interesting to see where people were at. And a lot of people actually came out and said, a lot of ladies came out and said, I'm actually not ready. because of the pandemic and the way things are going. And then we were kind of like sharing hints and tips on how to still date in the pandemic, because it can be hard. But that was just an open question. But if you want me to rattle you or something.
Before you do that, let me ask quickly, that question you asked to the ladies, do you think that was due to the fact they'd been on their own, those that were on their own for so long, they've reevaluated their self and their self-worth, or they were just scared of catching the virus?
I don't think if you want me to be honest, I don't think any of these answers were based on catching the virus. It was just people being realistic and thinking, you know what, it's really hard to date in the pandemic because you can't see each other, as in you're not allowed to see each other. But if Boris was to say tomorrow, you can link up with 3 people, I'm sure people will start dating, whether there's still a high chance of them catching the virus or not. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I don't think catching the virus is actually on most people's mind. People are just thinking we are actually not allowed to see each other because it's against the law.
But
if that makes sense.
I would think that during this time it would be really good to do the at least getting to know you stage type situation. So even if you Zoom, at least if you Zoom, because again you can Zoom, you can do FaceTime, so at least you know the person's real, or you know what their face is like, yeah.
Right.
So, and I'm gonna be real. If I was one of those people and I was a person about body, I'll ask that person, "Let me see your full lip profile." I'm not gonna be out here chatting rubbish. At least what I look like. This is what you look like. Or at least if you show me your face, I can go to Instagram or wherever and see what your whole body looks like, and then I can make a decision from there if I like the way that you look. But this having a conversation thing is dying out. It's a dying form. People are so quick to link up, and because it's everything speed dating, you just go out straight away. You talk for 2 days, and then suddenly we're going out somewhere. We're going for drinks, or somewhere where you're not really going to have a full blown conversation and get to actually understand each other. I would think that this is a better time for you to actually do dating now, where you can actually have full blown conversations, see how somebody is in an environment which is actually abstract to what they normally be like under stress. I can't go out. I can't do this. See how they actually are.
But that's the thing. Like, I agree with what Wahala is saying, but we also need to bear in mind, when do these people meet each other? Because if you meet now, then this is a perfect time to do the whole, talking stage thing where you just talk and get to know each other. But if you were dating just before the pandemic, this could actually disrupt what you've got going on. If you haven't got because you can't actually link up. Well, you can link up outside, but not everybody likes to stroll. Not everybody likes to be in a car for a substantial amount of time. So
I don't understand. Okay, so when you're saying about the dating beforehand, give me explanation what you're talking about. So we already started going out on dates. Basically, we've been going out already.
Yeah, but of course, this disrupts the flow because you can't go on dates. Where are you going on dates now when everything is locked? Yeah, but on top of that, no. Listen to this though. On top of that, everywhere's closed. If it was summer, no problem. Just go to the park 10 times a week if you like, because you can always go to the park. But now it's actually too cold for all that. So a lot of people are discouraged as well.
And the park is closed at 5 o'clock.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. As soon as it gets dark, most parks are closed.
But my situation is this: you're focusing on being around each other. I would be saying now this is the time to focus on actually getting to know one another. And that
I don't think you're hearing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you've already done that stage, yeah.
But you haven't.
And
how long are you?
What do you mean?
How long are you dating? If you a couple of dates, if you're because I heard a couple of dates. I don't think that you've got to that stage where you know someone. You don't know someone until you live with them. As far as I'm concerned.
No, I'm not.
Uncle, listen to this. Yeah, some people have been dating 2 months before this third lockdown has been implemented. And bear in mind, we had a second lockdown again that disrupted the flow. So let's say someone actually let's say a girl met a guy at the end of September. Things would have been running smoothly for a month.
Okay.
Come November now, lockdown number 2 comes in.
Lock it down.
And then that disrupt the flow. Then you come out again out of lockdown number 2 in December, at the beginning of December. Then you go in lockdown again just before Christmas. So it's all disrupting the flow. And if you're not keen on, adapting to, the environment and to everything that's going on in the world, you might just feel like, you know what? F this shit. I'll just miss this one and we'll wait for the next knight in China armor to come my way. And that's how most people feel like.
And
unfortunately,
can I say, I don't think you need to spend so much time with somebody to get to know them on the status of should we be together or not. It only takes a minute, girl, to fall in love. No,
falling in love doesn't mean that you should be with someone, though.
Yes, all right. That was my talk.
Hold on. It only takes a minute to fall in love. Really?
That is a song, my dear CynTea.
Okay. Sorry, I'm too young for that.
That is take that, you know.
You know I'm Dutch. We don't really listen to Two Downs.
Hey, I thought everyone listened to Take That. So, anyways.
No, I'm just joking.
I think it takes you a couple of dates to know or not know if you should not continue dating with somebody. You only need 2 dates.
True.
That's fine. I agree with that.
So then, how many times?
With someone is a completely different thing, which is what I said.
But you guys need to think about this whole lockdown. You can say that the lockdown is part of ups and downs, you know, because this is the down period. You think about it, and we don't even know how long this is going to be for. We have they haven't told us when this is going to end. So I think that's also one thing that's discouraging people, because they're thinking, look, this is so open-ended right now. We don't know when this is going to end. This might end in March. And all this time, I would have just been talking to you on the phone when we've already done this whole stage 3 months ago.
Excuse me. Can I jump in here and laugh at you, Blacks? Because CynTea was hosting a Clubhouse room the other day where she was asking if people are ready for love in, was it 2021 or something like that? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there. And
he wasn't there.
Yeah, sorry, I was there trying to pay for the thing, by the way. So I was in there. Obviously, me as a married man, I went in there. I just started laughing at these blacks, and I said, "Boy, it's the wahala for all of you, boy, because for one, obviously, I have no issues." But then somebody came up in there and said, I used to be in Stavros' boat. I was with somebody for 6-7 years. And then I was laughing at everybody too until I broke up. And now I'm single. I've been single for the last 2 years. I was like, don't curse me, please. But anyways, I just think that you people make it harder than it's necessary.
They do, man.
I mean, you can look at it.
I agree. Sorry, you go on, Webster.
No, go on. Finish your.
No, I agree, because I was even in a conversation yesterday. It was in a room in Clubhouse, and I think the title of the room was "How long should a talking stage be?" And then when we were talking, we realized that a lot of people were throwing different terms for the same thing. So people would say exclusive dating, talking stage, seeing someone. But if you think about it, all of these things is under the umbrella of dating. You are dating somebody because you are not in a relationship. So I feel like sometimes we long out this whole getting to know stage, dating stage, by calling it, like by breaking this stage up into 5 different parts. And then before you know it, you're thinking, oh, so where the fuck am I? Am I almost in a relationship? We just overcomplicate it. You are just dating. So that's one thing that I wanted to touch on, because Stav said we overcomplicate things. And I do believe that this generation overcomplicate things, especially here in the UK, because the Americans were laughing at us in the conversation. They said, what are you guys even doing? Talking stage? Seeing each other? What does that even mean?
That's because they just bang on the first date, man. They're so quick to jump.
Yeah, I wouldn't even
necessarily. The Americans don't do that, man. You talking?
Yeah, come on, man. Put some respect on them.
I've been there. I've been there a few times. Remember that? Yeah.
And what's
I've been there
wrong with
a million
that?
times, bruv.
Listen, well, all right, Mr. Wolf. I don't know what your life is like, but remember, I'm very shy. I'm not good at getting in girls' knickers and all that stuff.
Shut up.
It's the truth. It's the truth. You know.
Shy, you know.
But my word, my hand
you
on my
forget I've been your Cody for a minute, bro. I've seen you in action.
You have not seen me in any action.
I've been his brother for longer, and I haven't seen him in any action.
Thank you.
You don't show it to your family, bruv.
Whatever.
Right.
I'll be there when you're all there. I was there, innit? What's the difference? He has no action. He just behaves like himself.
Exactly. I got no game. It's just some ladies understand my story. Listen, when I'm in America, I don't need to even try. And of course, the last few times I've been to
English,
America,
bruv, because you're English, they love the English.
Because they're slags. Shout out to our American listeners.
Didn't we have an American listener that gave us a fantastic shout out? You know what I mean? So large up to you, man.
Yeah. I might read some of that out, actually.
The problem I have with these things where I see these people talking online, because obviously I'm not in Clubhouse, so I don't know what you're talking about in there. But the amount of mad hypotheticals that I see online, on Twitter especially, I'm like, where do you lot manage to? Me, that's the king of the hypotheticals. These lot are coming out with these hypothetical questions. I'm just like, when you're in a relationship, does this even happen? Like, why are you thinking about this before you even started dating someone? You're thinking about this mad hypothetical that is so unlikely to happen, but it seems to be the deal breaker for all things in your life.
But Wahala, let me tell you something. my whole brand is based on dilemmas. And some people ask me, is this shit real? And I'm like, people be sending me these things in my DMs. Some things look very like weird and they look fake, but trust me, people are going through it. So half these hypotheticals that you see on timeline, I'm sure it's something that really, really happened, because there's some crazy people in this world.
There's 8 billion people in the world, man. Something's happened to everybody.
Listen,
I'm not disputing that, but the way that people are going on is like it's a regular thing that happens all the time. Your uncle's brother, sister doesn't turn out to be your mum every single day. Do you know what I mean? So why are you having day-long conversations and debates about something that is so far-fetched that is only likely to happen to the most, limited amount of people, but now you're basing your whole relationship going forward on this one particular hypothetical. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Sin, I need to go rewind, reload, go back to the beginning of this episode and ask you a question. Now, first off, I am agnostic. I am agnostic, which means I follow no creed or religion. And my wife is a Christian, which means that she's confused. So, I'm joking.
Guys, I was going to say, please don't insult us Christians.
Don't insult me. Whoa, did you see that? Go through something at me, you know. Can you imagine? All right, where was I? My wife is in the room.
I do want us to continue the previous conversation, by the way.
About what?
We'll put a pin on that. We'll put a pin on
it and we'll come back.
Okay, get back to it.
Because I do think that you guys who are in relationships are very quick to say certain things about people who are not in relationships.
I wasn't always in a relationship. That's the point. That's the saying. It was easy, bruv.
Anyway. Just we'll stick a pin and then we'll.
Okay, yeah, we'll get back to that as well, and then and I can talk to you, Mr. Wolf, because I can look at all of you. I can judge. I'll judge on both sides of the table, and I'll be right all times. Right, Sin. Why is it that you need to find somebody that is a Christian to be in a relationship with? Because I can't talk for JJ Bola 100%, but from what I know of him, you know, I've met the brother, I know him. We've been in groups together. I've seen him talk. The man seems like a decent dude. I'm not saying.
No, he's a decent man. He's a cool guy.
So are you saying you're ready to shun a decent guy just because he doesn't believe in Jesus and God, even if he's a good person?
I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because my thing is though, I'm big on manifesting, and praying is a form of manifesting. So I want to be able to do that with you. I don't want to hear. What do you mean?
No, sorry.
I don't really want to be dealing with kickback of, I don't really want to be praying, or I don't really want to be, just meditating and just manifesting things. I don't want to be dealing with that. I want to be dealing with somebody who's on board to do that with me. Every single time I wake up, I pray. Before I go to bed, I pray. I want to be able to do that with my husband. So for me, that's a very big thing. And people might call me crazy, but that's just me, innit?
No.
Me that's like Stav. I completely understand and agree with that. I get why somebody that's actually that's deeply religious is saying I would like somebody to share the same religion as me. Not even just because of the relationship stage, but because of even marriage and stuff like that. But in saying that though, if you go back to some of our history, especially in Nigeria as well, you see quite a few families where the dad is like Muslim and the mum is like Christian. It happens quite often actually.
Yeah.
But in saying that, when you then go further into looking into relationships, you tend to see that one of them is less religious than the other. And
that happens a lot. That happens a lot. Yeah.
So that's why it can work, because they're not both strongly religious people and trying to then, because when the children come out, whoever's usually the mother's one. I always tend to see the person that usually, when it happens in that situation, it tends to be the mother that's more religious than the father, and the children tend to follow the mother's religion, and the dad's just like whatever.
Leaving the children out of the equation, Sim, because what? I mean, why is it that somebody has? All right, you could meet a nice Christian dude. He goes to church once a week, pays his tithes, blah blah blah. But he doesn't really pray at home. So then, would that be an issue now for you as well? If you meet a good guy and all of that stuff, you go to church together. He's happy in his Christian faith, but he doesn't pray at home. It's like when I leave the church, I kind of like leave that alone. And he's good, he earns enough money, handsome, taller than you, all of that stuff. Is it now, well, I can't be with you anymore because I want to pray in the morning and in the evening and you don't pray, so we can't work?
For me, because I think what you said, mine is more of the opposite. So I would be more concerned about, I would want my partner to be more big on the manifesting things and praying as opposed to going to church, because there's a lot of people that go to church that don't even take in what's been said in church. So I'd rather you girl. have a personal relationship with God. That's what I'm on.
Yeah, but his personal relationship might just be that when he's in the shower, he says, "Lord, don't let me get burnt this week, please," and that's it.
Okay, we can do that, and then we'll come back to the room, and then we'll do another prayer.
Now you're being very
fair enough.
He's been obtuse. He's been obtuse.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. You're being very specific about the type of Christian that you want as well, which again narrowed down your search even further.
No, look, I'm very flexible. So, like I said,
you just said the person has to manifest with you every morning. That's not flexible, fam.
Not every morning, but I just want to be able to pray with you. I said I pray every morning. I wake up and I pray every morning, and before I go to bed, I pray. But there will be times where I feel like, look, babe, we need to pray together. I'm not saying that has to be every single day, but
for what?
When
I kitchen and make my food.
No, listen to this, yeah. When I do ask him to pray, I don't want to hear no noise. I don't want to hear Pim about, I don't want to pray. That's my whole thing about it.
But again, all right, so my wife is a Christian.
Mr. Wolf, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand fully. I mean, it does say in the Bible that you need to be equally yoked to the partner that you're with. I understand what Big Wahala has said, that in some relationships where you are of a different faith, one seems to be a little bit more strong in their faith than the other. Or sometimes no faith whatsoever. One may be more stronger in that sense than the other partner. So no, I understand fully. And sometimes as a Christian, which I claim myself to be, not really co-signing any denomination on that front, but I am a Christian. Sometimes you can get lazy and you are on your own journey. You understand? Sometimes there may be a time where you may not want to pray. There may be a times where, things ain't going the way that you want it to be. And maybe your partner wants to pray and you don't want to pray, but that's not what CynTea is saying. She's just talking about someone who is on the same page as her. If you're on the same page with relation to your connection with God, your relationship and where you want to be, do you understand, in the next 3, 6 months, 12 months, then that's the kind of person that I know that CynTea's looking at.
This is it, because I go to church every Sunday. Yeah, of course, I haven't really been going to church because of Corona, and even if it wasn't for COVID, I'm still kind of looking for a new church anyways. But I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna date a guy that doesn't go to the church, because even me, as of now, I haven't really been going to church. So who am I to now start saying that? As long as you still maintain your relationship with God, and you still pray, and you still have your ways of, connecting and, just manifesting. I'm very big on manifesting and speaking positive things on your life, and just thanking God for all the blessings that you've received and stuff like that. If you can do that, I'm on board. And be a good person as well, I beg.
So can you date a good Muslim then? Somebody that is just like that, but instead of them being Christian, they're Muslim.
I couldn't.
Well, we're not. Are we praying to the same God?
No.
Exactly. So it's not going to work.
I think you are.
You are.
No,
You're actually obviously the same God. You're just not praying to the same. Jesus is. This is the thing. For me, God is God, isn't it? Right? Jesus is the Son of God. He's not God. Right? So you're praying to the same God because they acknowledge that the God. They. I don't. From what I know in Islam, they're not saying that the gods are two different gods. I think where the stuff happens and where it starts to split off is where Jesus Christ comes involved. So,
and then even then, they still revere him as a prophet.
A prophet.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to end this conversation now. It has to be Christian because I want to pray to Jehovah, yeah? And I'm going to leave it at that.
Fair enough. If that's how it needs to go, that's how it needs to go. Because the reason why I ask is the description you was given could fit into any religion, to be honest.
It don't even have to be religious, because even me, all the things she's saying, I'm very positive. I talk things into manifestation. I'm very thankful. If you listen to the podcast, you hear me say all these things all the time. It's just when I give my thanks, I guess I'll just put it out in the air as opposed to I'm giving it to this person who lives.
But then the key thing that you missed out is that I said pray together when we do pray together. So if he's praying to, let's say he's a Muslim and he's praying to Allah and I'm praying to Jehovah, isn't that slightly like we're not praying to the same person?
Well, for me as an outsider,
we're in two different religions. Do you understand? So for that reason, I'd rather just keep it Christian.
I
And
understand.
I think Muslims do the same as well. I'm sure they date within their religion too. So
they tend to, but you used to be surprised though. They sometimes they each both religions. As I said, we know this because there's a lot of Nigerian people where one of them is Muslim and one of them is Christian. So clearly, both of them date outside of their religions and quite happily marry outside of their religions.
It's big in countries where there's a divide between Christians and
true.
And it's also big when there's a third thing that puts them in like, so the one person will say, okay, I can date a Christian, I can date a Muslim, but I won't date an Igbo person. Do you know what I mean? There's always going to be one thing that might keep them in common. So they might both be Yoruba. So that's why they're happy to get married, because for them it's actually more important to be Yoruba than it is to be Christian or Muslim in certain capacities. It depends on what type of people you're moving with. But I'm with Stav because certain of the things you were saying earlier, the reason why I asked that question is because a lot of people can fall into that category. But even the thing that you're talking about with praying, like as I said, I'm not a religious person to the level. I believe there's God, but I just don't know what that is basically. All right. So, but my wife is a Christian. So there's times when she asks me to pray with her, and I'll quite happily pray with her because that's what she wants from me. I won't go to church unless I have to go to church for a particular reason. But with the praying thing, if she asks me to pray with her, I'll pray with her. I don't see an issue with doing that because that's something she's asking me to do. Whether or not our prayers go to the same person, I don't know because I don't know what exists. She's got an understanding of what she thinks exists. I've got an understanding of what I think exists, but we pray together.
Actually.
Well, the thing is like just what has been said here a number of times is that if one person is a stronger believer in their faith than the other, then it could work. If both people, let's say a Christian and a Muslim, could be Hindu or whatever, and a Muslim, and they are both devout Christians or devout Muslims and they're strong in their belief and their faith, then it's going to be extremely difficult for that relationship to maintain itself because I hear a lot of what Stavros has said, a lot of what Big Wahala has said, how about if you're praying to the same God, and if you're a Muslim and a Christian, it shouldn't really matter, but it does.
I didn't say it shouldn't matter. I never once said it shouldn't matter. I said it can happen. It can work.
It can work, yeah. But you kind of alluded to the fact that if you're both praying to the same God, then it should be okay. I'm kind of paraphrasing there, but it can't, especially if both are quite strong in their faith. Do you understand? So you have Allah and you have Yeshua, Jesus Christ, whatever you want to call him, then it's just not going to work. It's impossible as far as I'm concerned. And me personally, I couldn't. It's like Stavros, I can see you there shaking your head.
It's not impossible. There are people who are both strongly believing in different faiths, and they still hook up.
Married.
Yeah, because they love each other and they respect each other's.
For me, it can't happen. For me, it can't happen. Personally, it can't happen. If I'm really strong in my faith, and then I meet a lovely Muslim woman who's strong in her faith, I, like CynTea, I want to be able to join in union with you and pray with you and have situations together within our faith. And it's not going to work when you're doing your thing on a Friday and I'm kind of like doing my thing on a Saturday or on a Sunday. Do you understand? It's just not going to work. So where other people have done their thing and it's worked for them, that's good for them, but it's definitely not. I cannot co-sign that.
Webslinger, could you reckon that you could date somebody that's strong in faith, knowing that you're a straight heathen?
I'd rather not touch this topic because it's, to me, without being disrespectful, it's kind of rubbish.
In what way?
If you are with your partner and you love your partner and you respect your partner and your partner respects you and loves you as well, that's it. Fine. If I don't want to go to church or I don't want to pray, but my partner wants to go to church and pray, she should respect the fact that I don't want to do it, and I respect the fact that she wants to do what she wants to do.
I think that's a good opinion.
We still have a good.
There's nothing wrong with you saying that.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm being careful with what I say because I don't want to offend anybody. So in my opinion, that's where I stand on that.
So you're basically saying love conquers all then in the end, because that's what it all comes down to.
Pretty much, yeah, it does all come down to that. Love, honor, and obey, or love, honor, and respect. That's it. If you love me and respect me, then you respect my decisions and what I decide I want to do, and I in turn do the same to you. Don't force me into something that I don't want to do, and I won't in turn force you into something you don't want to do.
And I think that is fine. You understand? And I think that you could definitely find someone of a faith, whatever the faith may be, that is cool with that. The issue comes is when somebody like myself says no, or like CynTea says no, like, nah, I'm not having it. I'm not going to be with someone who is not of my faith. That's the decision that we've made, isn't it? And I think that
I just feel that it's sad when I hear that, and I feel that somebody's passing up somebody that's good for them. That's all. So obviously,
in your opinion,
no, I think no. I'm not talking about in my opinion. I'm talking about.
But
Can I finish?
Can I please let me just interject there? It's like
essentially that is your opinion, though.
No, but Stavros could find someone that is good for me, and he thinks that person is great for me. Do you understand? And I could look at them and I think that they're pretty good, but for me, they're not great because of that situation, and that is just how strong I am in my faith.
I feel that there are people out there that follow these Christian, so let's stick with Christians because we have two Christians in the room that are discussing this thing, that follow these things that you're asking for. And as far as I'm concerned, and this is me judging, and apparently you shouldn't judge, but everybody judges, so that's that. They're not actually Christians in their real lives, yeah? So they're doing the stuff that you might say you want them to do. And I'm not talking about stuff on the side, because that's not stuff you're talking about. And that is will be my actual point, because you've spoken about praying together, manifesting things together, having similar kind of faith, and that's fine, that's cool. But I know there are people that do that, and they're not good people. They do that, and when it comes down to them dying, and by the law of what the Bible is saying, they're not getting into heaven, but they're doing the things that you're actually asking for. And on the other side of that coin, there are people that potentially will get to heaven. They might not be doing some of the things that you're asking you want done as manifestations, as a representation of their Christianity, but inside they're pure. They don't just talk about being nice and praying. They actually go out into the community and do things and blah, 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 blah. But they don't call themselves no Christian. And that is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, they need to do this and that, because I know that I've seen it I can talk about it with Mr. Wolf. I can't talk about it with Sin, but I've seen it in life in general. I've seen people that do the things outwardly that a Christian is meant to do. And then when it really comes down to it, how they actually live in their life, for me, is not Christian-like. They're not being righteous at all. And then I've seen people, and I'll say I'm one of them, where I don't claim to be anything like that, but I think I live a righteous life. If you could get into heaven, if there is a heaven, without being a Christian, because apparently you can't. Why is my man just rubbing his chin?
Because if there's something that can get into heaven,
yeah,
I have done it.
I've done it. No, because I feel that I'm a positive person. I want the best for people. I strive for people, and I do things. I put other people first. So I've had this conversation with like Wahala privately. In fact, we've had it on the pod, where it's like I actually put other people first. Before my life, I put other people. When I married my missus, I said that has to be part of our thing. Like, honestly, before we got married, that's the conversation we had. I'm not Christian, and I said that we have to put other people before ourselves. And the better we're doing in life, the more I seem to be giving back. I talk about it on the pod, and I've said sometimes it seems like I'm showing off and stuff like that, because but that's the kind of positivity that I want to radiate. And then when somebody comes and says, "Oh, well, you're not a Christian," and then judge me for that, but then these people are cheaters, they're liars, they're stealers, but they're judging me because I'm not a Christian. I'm always looking like, I don't know which one God is looking at and saying, well, I'd rather have you in my camp than you. Maybe I'm being too big-headed. But so when I say that it seems sad, I'm not saying that you should just toss out your morals and say it shouldn't make a difference. What I'm saying is there are good people in your life, Mr. Wolf and CynTea, I'm assuming, because the both of you know a bunch of people that are probably good enough to be in a relationship with, that actually do the things that you are meant to do as a Christian outside of praying or going to church or gathering where 2 or 3 are in my name. And you're just dismissing the goodness in that person because of the title that they don't claim. And I don't necessarily think that's the best thing. I don't think if you ask Jesus, should I dismiss this good person that's in my life that likes me because they're not Christian?
Depends on if you ask black Jesus or white Jesus.
Who knows? But for me, I'd find it very interesting if you actually saw Jesus one time and said, there was this person in my life, I actually cared for them. They cared for me. They weren't a Christian. But, look into their heart. If Jesus said, well, I looked into their heart,
but
you just dismissed them because they didn't say...
Did he hang with the heathens anyway, Jesus?
Yeah.
Stav, like the people that you've described as good people and bad people, that you will find them everywhere, whether they're Christian, Muslim, atheist, agnostic, Hindu, whatever the case may be, black, white, or whatever. Do you understand? So I hear what you're saying with relation to, that you walk the righteous walk, and there are some people of a faith who don't walk the walk that they're supposed to. But on the other side, there are plenty that do.
I don't think there are plenty that do. I actually think there's only 1 out of 10 people that are righteous or anywhere near righteous.
Okay. I don't know. That's just your opinion, innit? But I know many people of a faith, whether that be Muslim or Christian or Hindu, and they are righteous and they are great people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't talk on your behalf of what you know and who you know, but I can just talk on my behalf and know that there are many people out there who are good, righteous individuals who are worthy to be, I don't know, my partner or Cynthia's partner or anybody's partner, whether you're a believer or not. So I hear what you're saying, but like I said to you, Stav, and like something that my mum says, and I always take this, I'll take this to my grave. People only talk about what is bad. They don't talk about the good people out there. They don't talk about the people who are doing these positive things, who are putting people first, who help the homeless in the name of the faith that they follow. Do you understand? People only look at what is bad. People look at these pastors out here, these fraudsters, these showmen, and then they base that upon the belief that maybe I follow. Do you understand? And it says in the book that there are showmen and there are fraudsters out there that are going to denounce my name. So I hear you, bro, but I can't tell you where it is or where it says in the Bible. I'm sure that I can Google where it says it, but it says something along the lines, and
it's actually carry on, sorry.
And I am paraphrasing, but you as a Christian can be with someone who is not of your faith. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you find that person and you fall in love with that person, and they are not of your faith, you can actually be with that person. It doesn't say that you must not, you cannot. It says that you should be equally yoked with somebody on the other hand, but it doesn't say by any means you must not do this.
But if your book is saying it's cool for you to do it, what's stopping you from doing it?
It's just me personally. It's just my personal
so you know better than Jesus and God. Okay, I understand. Okay, cool.
Nobody said that.
You're not
My
listening
thing is
to what I said, bro.
Yeah,
you're actually taking liberties. You're not listening to what I said. I said it also says that you can fall in love and be with someone who is not of your faith. It's just my preference. This is what I choose to do. It makes life a little bit more easier for me.
So every person that you've been with in a relationship has been of the same faith?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
My thing is, I don't expect my future partner to be perfect, but there's just certain things that I've got on my requirements, and some are just non-negotiables. I think everybody has them. So yeah, that's literally all I've got to say on that, really.
It's true though, because again, I'm sure you got your non-negotiable stuff. Same way that they do. So
I do. Some of his non-negotiables would not be something that some people consider to be of a righteous and a good person.
Exactly.
Because somebody is wearing a wig or a weave or makeup, and you would not have that person as your partner. Do you understand?
Yeah,
that's a very shallow mindset.
Yes, it's very shallow.
So you can say that, but I am, or I do this and I put people first. Everybody has their thoughts, stuff.
But he's actually leading the righteous path to allow black women to be as themselves and not feel that they have to follow the European rules that has been put upon us by their oppressors. Can I get some clicks, please?
Yes.
Oh, wait, man.
So that's why he has taken it to that point where he has said that he has the queen as the black woman, But it is what it is. There are non-negotiables. That's what I'm saying. When people tell me they got non-negotiables, I try to respect them. If there's things that I think I don't sense, then I'll tell them that they don't sense. But there's most of the time when people have proper non-negotiables, it's not tends to be really that much stupidity unless they start saying unless it starts going to things like money and they must be a millionaire, all that type of stuff. And it's like, this is just
do you think that somebody saying that if a woman wears a wig or weave and that is a non-negotiable, do you consider that to be a stupidity?
No, because I understand the reasons behind it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because there's for me, people you talk about it like it's flippant, but that thing about that hair is not flippant. The things that come alongside that hair is not flippant, and you yourself know that's not flippant. So as much as you might say, oh yeah, it's not a non-negotiable to me, for somebody like Stav, that is just as important as your religion to yourself, because it affects his people more than people like to let on that it does, but it does.
And also, it's about my whole family unit going forward. So I was blessed with a daughter. If my daughter had to grow up in a house with a woman that wore fake hair, then all I'm thinking of is the disease that I'm passing down to my child. It's not just
disease, you know.
Of course, it's a disease. It's a mental illness. So that disease that I passed down to my child, I made that choice because before I picked that woman, I knew this was a possibility. Not that my wife is there laughing. So I would be doing a disservice to my child if I picked somebody to do that and then not. And
hold on.
Yes,
what did you call a disease? What's a disease?
Wearing fake hair, straight hair. Black women wearing straight hair, taking into account when a black woman.
Look, I didn't even come on this podcast to be talking about that. But what I'm gonna say is, if you do want to encourage a woman to wear her natural hair,
I should cuss.
It's the same way as how you would deal with somebody if you want to encourage them to lose weight, because that's a perfect analogy I always use. Yeah, you would not tell somebody you must lose weight, you're fat, you're this, is that, and the other. You would do it with love. So the same way.
I love your natural hair, and the rest of it is trash. Take it off, remove it.
Just be like, look, you look nice with natural hair. You should embrace it more, and with time, they will. I only had my epiphany.
I'll get cussed for that as well.
Listen to me. I only had my epiphany. Hold on, we're in 2021 now. I had my epiphany 4 years ago to start rocking my natural hair. And it's only because I did a photo shoot and it required me having to rock my natural hair. But if it wasn't until then and people made me feel comfortable, I would still be rocking my weaves and that. Right now, I'm even on the braid type. I haven't really worn a wig for 9 months now, because I'm going through this phase where I only like rocking braids or natural hair, but it took me time. So with that being said, all I'm saying is you have to do it with love, because if people didn't show me love in that photo shoot, I probably wouldn't even I wouldn't still not feel comfortable rocking my natural hair. You get what I'm trying to say?
I think just to try to wrap it up before we start going forward, it is a social situation, Mr. Wolf. So for him to have that, or even myself as well, I won't say that being there. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying for him to have that, it's not just a flyaway thing, if you know what I mean. It's not a flippant thing, like that you can just say, like, as I said, for me, something flippant, like they need to be a millionaire. For me, it's flippant. Like it's the person's worth 999,000 or whatever. You're going to just tash them away because they're not a million. For me, that's a flippant thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? But yes, again, going back to what Stav said, there could be people that are very good people. They this, that, the other. They go, they do all of the charity work. They this, that, the other that he said that makes them a good person. But every so often, they want to rock a weave. You can't then say to them, the same way that you said to Mr. Wolf and them, like, it looks stupid. Same way I can say to you, it can look stupid to somebody else to say that you're going to dismiss this woman or this person because they wear a wig every so often or whenever they do.
For me, it's not. Sorry, Stav. It's not a deal breaker like it is for Stav. You know me already. I love women with natural hair. It's like I think they look like 100 times better than what they do with a wig or weave that is straight. I believe that black women can look good anything that they do, whether it's straight hair, wig, weave, whatever the case may be. I just prefer natural hair, and it is not something that I consider to be a deal breaker. So I would encourage the way that CynTea said, just do it with love and what have you. But if I was to meet someone who I felt I was equally yoked with, and we got on well, and she just so happened to have a wig on, I wouldn't dismiss her because of that.
I think
I
all,
would- it-
all black
it-
men should
it would-
shun
it
all
would-
black women who don't wear their hair.
it would be part of a conversation. Do you understand? It's like my ex, she the mother of my kids, she would wear a wig, she'll wear a weave, but she'll also rock her natural hair, and she would wear like extensions that look like natural looking extensions. So I'm not for 365 days a year wig and weave. If you can rotate the thing, then I'm all good with that. I'm happy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So go back to what you want to discuss before. Because
why? I'm not done with weave.
That's I know you. I know that's why I'm trying to go forward, man. I don't know why. I don't even know why Mr. Wolf brought it up.
I'm not done with weave. All black men should shun black women who don't wear their hair natural. We should shun them, send them to the pits of wherever Mr. Wolf and CynTea's the people they don't like go, and that will have the movement moving forward, innit? And then we can actually now appreciate natural hair, appreciate black women in their natural form, and have things positive. No, yes, listen, for a little bit of time, maybe this year I've kind of cooled down on it, but this conversation
this year, it's only 3 days in and you haven't cooled down about right. This year.
Last year then, 2020, maybe I haven't spoken about it a lot. We haven't spoken about it at all really last year, but let's start off 2021 the way we need to move on, or the way I mean to move on, and start this black natural hair movement. Start it again. It was Black Lives Matter last year, and hopefully that came along with it. You know,
I as Wahala would like
black hair matters, yeah.
To say that I do not want any black man to shun black women like they feel like we already do to them anyway. And
exactly.
Then adding that onto my own brother that are going to tell the masses that they should do it further. I don't feel like
if
that.
You want straight hair,
if they have, because there's some people that have no understanding as to why some people have this issue with straight hair, and have no understanding as why the straight hair can be seen as problematic for people in the black community. They're not going to tell somebody to shun them. The same way last week you were saying that people should be having conversations with these types of people and blah, blah, blah. If you're shunning people, how are they going to understand the conversations that need to be had?
I just think it's quite simple. Your hair doesn't grow like that.
But last week when we was having the conversation, I was saying it was quite simple. Just treat a woman the way that you think a woman. You should treat a man, and the same thing with race. You said nah. Conversations need to be had.
I can't even remember what that thing. That's how rubbish
I said that
episode was.
No, he said that. He said it. He also, because he's the reason why the whole conversation started in the first place.
We should. Okay, yeah, I remember now. So last week we were discussing. In case you didn't listen, we were discussing black people telling white people that we don't want to explain to you why you need to treat us better. Go away yourselves and figure it out. And women telling men, we don't want to explain to you, in particular black women to black men, why you should treat us well, why you should defend us in front of other people. Go away and sort out yourselves. And myself, Mr. Wolf, I can't remember if anybody else joined it.
It was just the two of us.
We're saying that we believe that conversations need to be had. It's no good saying you figure it out for yourself, because some people are not going to be able to figure it out for themselves. If you are in the position of the person that's disenfranchised, you understand everything. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's your role or your position to actually teach the people who are the ones in power how to do things correctly. But I don't see women that have straight hair as being disempowered. I see them as taking away their own power. That was their choice.
Yeah, but they don't. No, but there's a okay. But
I understand.
You're saying I'm going by the notion of you saying that men should shun them, so they won't understand why they're being shunned. Because if you're not gonna have if they're not gonna, yeah. But what's that mean? Like you're shunning me because I got straight hair. Why? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're shunning me because of something that 80% of us or whatever percent of us do. You're shunning all of us for it, but we don't understand why. So unless you have the conversation,
because it's fake. You're fake. You're wearing fake things on. Oh no! Because
it doesn't make. It's like either you're being a devil's advocate or you're being something. But if you're trying to tell me that you're just shunning people, they don't, because you do. There's a reason why this situation is why you're so amped about this situation. It's not just because their hair is straight, is it? There's a reason why you have this situation with this thing. It's not.
My thing is, I don't know how you can be so pressed about it. It's not you that's even wearing this wig, you know.
I just explained to you that if I have a daughter and she's doing that, that's all right. And so, for instance, let's say that I met a woman who was very unhealthy and I'm very unhealthy and we ate poorly all the time, and then I have a child and then we feed our child poorly and then they get some heart disease and die at 7. That was our fault. Yeah, that was my choice when I picked this woman and I decided, oh, you know what, it doesn't really matter what we eat and what we feed our child, and we give her trash food. We don't breastfeed them if we can. I understand that some women can't breastfeed, so I'm not pushing that on whatever. But we give them poor food from when they're a baby, from a toddler, from a young child, and then they die young because of what the decisions that we made. It's a decision to do this. And if I have a child and she believes that that is the good thing to do, she has that kind of negative look in the mirror. When she looks in the mirror, she sees negativity because of her hair. That was a choice that I made when I picked a woman that has that same view. And then when she has her own child and my grandchild thinks the same way, these are choices that I've made. So for me, it's a very simple choice to make. There are things that are complicated. So let's say diet. Let's say that's a bit more complicated than the hair thing. Sometimes you're going to eat well. Sometimes you're going to eat bad. Sometimes it's going to be hard to work out and all that stuff. I get it. But having natural hair is not a hard choice. It's very easy. Or for me,
it's not easy, bro.
It's not easy. Of course, it's easy. I'm not having it, man.
It's not.
Of course,
man.
it's easy. Of course,
no, it's not. It's not easy because you're not. This is where you again. You're talking from a perspective where it doesn't.
From a man's perspective as well.
Yeah. I know that's what I'm saying.
I know women.
Listen to what you people are saying. Listen to no. I'm not holding on. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking.
I know women.
I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep talking. It's not a hard choice. I'm not going to hold on. I'm not going to hold on. It's
let him finish his rant.
Too important for you people to be giving these people a blight. It is not a blight. It is not a hard choice to go outside in the hair that God, you religious people gave you. It is not a hard choice. Until you can't get a job. Until you can't get a job, yeah? Until you can't provide.
Yeah, until you can't get a job, exactly.
Until you can't do this. Okay, you people. Until you try to do that, go and follow your dreams, and you're told straight off the bat you can't follow your dreams because of the fact that you got your hair is not natural. This is what I don't like about you. You talk like a smart person. When you're ready, you just like going mad. Like what?
He's just covered his camera. We are recording on Zoom today. And
oh my gosh!
His wife is telling him. His wife is probably beating him.
No, because I don't think he gets it. Like, it's very easy for you to speak like this when you're not living
as a man as well.
Yeah, because as women, it's not easy. You know, the things that we have to deal with when we start rocking our natural hair, or just a different hairstyle to work. People be asking us random questions, be touching us like we're some type of doll or mannequin or whatever, and it's irritating. And on top of that, sometimes people say, you know, you can't really be coming with them hairstyles in the office. We have to deal with that. So that's why people opt for the weaves and the wigs, because it looks like something that those people identify. So it's like you're almost conforming to your environment. Not that you want to, but you have no choice.
Well,
you're doing it because
you have a choice. You do have a choice.
Sometimes you do have a choice. Yeah, it's a difficult choice because, especially if you want to get high up in these corporate worlds as well, sometimes they be looking at you like you can't really be coming up here with all this afro hair and all that stuff. These things do affect the way you progress in that world. And on top of that, if you don't have the kind of skin to deal with all the, you know, the touching of the hair, all these remarks and all these, you know, just all these things that come with rock your natural hair, then I can see why you wouldn't do it. I rock it to work now, but I know that it might impact certain things in it. Like, I just know, but I guess you just have to come to terms with that. But I don't blame the women that do want to wear a weave or a wig. I don't blame them at all, because sometimes the wahala that comes with it is just long.
I hear you. And in terms of what Stavros is saying, in terms of the choice, the actual term that he's using there, that you can decide and you can choose to use and rock your natural hair. I think that is an easy choice to make in terms of this is what I want to do. To actually action it now, do you understand, is not the easiest thing, even if it isn't with reference to the corporate world or the kind of job that you're going for. I know women that have made that decision. They've made that conscious decision. They've had to cut off their hair because of the amount of damage that they've done to their hair over the years. And then they've tried to do the natural styles. Maybe they've got 4-3 or 4C, really, really thick hair. And it is not easy to actually deal with and to manage. It takes time. It is a process, not something. It's like what CynTea spoke about, you know, getting fit and what have you. I can make a decision tomorrow that I'm going to get fit. To actually do the actual exercise, to maintain it on a daily basis, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week. It's not easy, bruv. Do you understand? So I hear what you're saying in terms of it's an easy decision to make. Yes, I can make the decision, but to actually action it after years and decades of not doing anything, it's not as straightforward as you think it to be.
You know what? Yeah. This strong feeling that Stab has towards hair, I think I'm starting to have towards cosmetic surgery. I've got this big thing about cosmetic surgery now where I'm seeing images all over the place, and I've got to the point now where I don't automatically see somebody and think that is the person that they are. I have to now, it's like I can't just, especially you see a model or something like that, you think to myself, the first thing I'm thinking is this person real? Or is what type of fake thing have they put on themselves now? I think that is something that a lot of people now need to start thinking about, because it's almost like we've normalized cosmetic surgery to the point where it's standard now. And that for me is a big thing. That for me is where I say, look, the mentality of people that have to feel the need to go and get cosmetic surgery to make themselves feel like they're okay with just being themselves, that is scary to me. That is something I'm quite fearful about, because I'm like, how can you not feel okay such to the point where you feel like you have to go underneath a surgeon's knife to get cut up to feel a certain way? And then when does it stop? Do you know what I mean?
It stops when you rubbish it from because the root of that is not being comfortable with your hair, not being comfortable with your eyes, not being comfortable with your nose, not being comfortable in your skin. And if you allow it in the beginning and say it makes sense, it's all right, it's hard to be comfortable in what your God gave you, then that's how the snowball starts. And then it grows to the point where, yes, having a BBL makes sense, or doing your lips, it's just doing your lips, or it's just doing your nose, because it's hard to live in this society and not be perfect. And so it starts from the beginning. So me as a parent, when I see stuff like that with my child, I nip it in the bud. And some people say, "Oh, you're too harsh. You're too strong." But for me, it's like I don't let things get to level number 3 and then start complaining when it got to 5. When I saw it at 1, I did it in the beginning from the start, because you can see where it's going. It's only one direction things go. They don't get better. They get worse. So I see what you're saying, Wahala. For me, I guess because it's not in my circle too tough, I guess it's not something that I'm dead against. And because it's not more of a problem for black women than it is for white women, because
the cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
Are you, I don't know, I don't want to talk for black women, but I think there's a massive influx of young black women now that are very taken into consideration doing cosmetic surgery, and BBLs especially. I don't want to talk because I don't sit in that circle as much, but what I'm seeing from the echo chamber maybe that I'm in, that is looking like people are quite happy to say, yeah, I'm happy to have this thing done. I'm happy to get my ass done, or I'm happy to get my breast done, or this, that, and the other. It seems like it's more black women are quite happy to start following on this trend.
I'm not saying black women don't do it. I say I don't think it's more of a black thing than
I don't think it's more of a black thing at all. I think it's just women in general, to be fair, because if you look at the women who have that shape, I think it's even, well, the narrative that has been pushed on social media is more like the people that look racially ambiguous that had that shape, and that they copy the way black women look like, if that makes sense. So I don't think you could even say that it's just black women that are doing it.
No, I don't think that's what anyone's saying. I'm saying, he was saying, I don't think black women are the majority or mostly getting into it. I'm just saying that I think more black women are starting to do it than you probably think.
No, I know black women are doing it.
I think there's quite a few, yeah. Like, I even had a conversation with somebody I know. They were like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it done," and I was like, "Oh, why?" And then she told me the reason. And I said, "Oh, but you look fine as you are. You don't need to." But she was adamant on getting it done because one thing. You know what? Yeah, I just look at the reasons, because she wanted to get it done because she's had 2 kids and she feels like her breasts are not the same. And when she said that,
so she wanted a boob job.
Yeah.
All right.
And then when she explained it to me and everything, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I could see where you're coming from in it. And then I know somebody else who actually they had a very bad accident and it cut a bit of their leg off. So there was kind of like a dent in their body. So they actually had to get it done to make their body look in shape, if that makes sense.
But that's reconstructive surgery.
No, it was actually a BBL in the end that she got done. So I could.
I don't know.
No. No,
fair
because because you, of course, you transfer the fat to a different side of the body in it. So it did fix the issue, but because I seen it in it, there was actually a whole dent in her body. So when she said, I need to get it done, I was like, you know what? I get it. Because before the surgery, you did not look like the way you look right now, because I saw it firsthand and I could see that I could really have effect on, just your self-esteem. Imagine you're minding your business, you have a car accident, and now you look like this. Hey, you didn't ever think you were going to look like this. Of course, you're going to think, I want to get it fixed in it. So
I'm not really, for me, those are the people, as again, for me, even though it's whatever the BBL ended up what she got, it's still reconstructive surgery. Something happened to her.
Oh, in that sense, okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm not just talking about, I woke up this morning and I don't like the fact that my bum is small. Or I don't like the fact that my stomach is big, so I'm gonna just remove all of the things. Cause I can't bother to maybe go on a diet to get thin or whatever. I'm just gonna have liposuction to get done. My breasts are perky, but they're not as big as I want them to be, so I'm gonna get them double the size. Like that mentality for somebody to take it to do something that extreme bothers me, if that makes sense. Like I watch Dr. Pimple Popper all the time. As much as people like, but that's different. Those are the same thing. Those are all reconstructive surgeries. They're all cosmetic surgeries where somebody's got like a big lump on the back of their neck and they get that removed. That I can understand. You know what I mean? It's because most of the time it's actually even causing them a bother. But just to say, you know what, I want nice breasts today, so I'm gonna go and do a guy turkey tomorrow, and I'm gonna just sort that out. For me, there's a mentality behind that doesn't sit well with me. That makes sense.
I get what you're saying, but ultimately, I don't really care, to be honest. I think that there are a lot of people who are really struggling with self-esteem issues, innit? They've got their self-esteem issues, it may be with their body one way or another, and maybe they haven't got people around them to boost their self-esteem. Maybe they've been low in confidence for years. Maybe they've gone through serious trauma in their life. You know what I mean? And they feel like doing something like this to make them feel like their body looks better, that they decide that they want to do it. All that is kind of linked to self-esteem. Some of it is down to what's the word I'm looking for? Just someone who just is about themselves, innit? They just feel like this could make them look better, so they just want to look better. Do you understand? And if that's what they want to do, then I'm not particularly bothered. I have to say, I would shower the people around me, whether they are relations or not, with compliments. There's people at work that I would speak to, black, white, Asian, whatever the case may be. I would tell them that they look nice, or, what you're wearing is nice. I like your hair or whatever. That's just the kind of thing that I would do. So they may be lacking elsewhere, but it's like the natural hair thing. I would see a stranger and I will tell them that your hair looks beautiful. You know what I mean? I would tell a stranger that she looks beautiful anyway. I would tell a man that is looking nice, that he's got a nice pair of shoes on, he's rocking his suit nice. I'll say, bruv, you've cut up this really well. So that's just the kind of person that I am. So there are some people who are low on self-esteem, and, this is the this is the decision that they've decided to make on their body. And if that's what they want to do, then I can't say that I'm particularly bothered about it.
This is the problem. We need to breed a generation of people that are comfortable within their skin, how they look. That is how you are. Just deal with it. Like,
but
it's very odd.
But what it is that you can be comfortable in your skin and still want something done.
Yeah, but what I seem to find a bit strange,
you ain't comfortable, then are you?
Is what I seem to find quite strange is that we're breeding a society where we say that we should be comfortable, and we should accept everything. We should accept somebody saying that they want to be a pansexual or this, that, and the other. All these different terms and things that we now society are looking to be acceptable at. But
who's saying that?
Like the society in general, that we should accept these things in society now. This is something that we should be, as progressive society, should be accepting and accepting it as
I think it's a minority of people that do that.
I don't know if it's minority.
Vain. That's the word I was looking for. Vanity.
Yeah.
Some people will do it for vanity.
Yes. What do you mean? It's not some. That's the most of it, and that's one of your 7 sins as well. You Christians out there, go look at your sins.
But anyway, as I say, so I think that they're pushing it out. So I would think that we should also be pushing the narrative that people should be comfortable in their own skin as they look. If that makes any sense. I just think we're going in a different direction where people are saying, yeah, boom, go get your Dr. Miami, go, men, women, because I'm not just putting on women as well. There's men out there that I'm sure is getting themselves cut up, and because there's surgeries that can get you your 6 packs and all that stuff done. I'm pretty certain there's men out there that's getting there's
men that do liposuction.
Their lipo, whatever.
All the time.
What about the one where they do your forehead as well? I know there's men that are doing that.
Botox.
Even the teeth now, people are, that's another one now that people are going mad on.
People are getting their hairlines done as well, their hairlines.
So, yeah, that would probably be one of my deal breakers. And even now, if my wife was to, I think I've said this to her, she decided that tomorrow or whatever, she wanted to go and have cosmetic surgery, I don't think I'll stay with her.
Are you? Don't be silly.
I'm not joking.
Of course you're joking.
No, the same way that you just said to me about your wife and your children, and you want somebody that wants to be able to, if my wife went to go and get cosmetic surgery, I cannot trust you to be somebody that can let my daughter, or my son feel happier how they are.
How about if I'm not speaking about you, but let's just say that a man is married to a woman, his woman's hairline decides to go, maybe based on the type of hair that she's done in the past, and she goes to get her hair done, for example. Is that an issue with you?
What? Go and get your put hair plugs in.
Yeah,
that'll probably be an issue with me as well. Yeah.
Wow. Hold on. So is Mr. Wolf asking if the woman's hair, as in if her edges are non-existent, and she gets something done to make sure that she has edges or whatever, that would be an issue for you?
I'm thinking he's talking about hair plugs. Is that what you're talking about?
Hair plugs? No, I'm talking about a hair transplant, bruv. Like there's many a women that go Turkey and many women that go different countries to get their hair done. You consider that?
I will be less.
His woman has. He can't even. His brain can't even stretch that far.
Yeah. Well, the fact of the matter is that a lot of people in dreads, based on the weight of the dreads, sometimes it can pull.
Yeah, that's not. My wife don't have that situation.
I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking.
Speak to Web Sligger at Simple Cyber.
Hypothetically speaking, if that was the case, and your missus wanted to get her hair done, like, are you gonna say, "Oh, okay, no, I can't be with you now"?
I don't know about the hair one, but if it was to do anything to do with her body, I would probably say no. I'm not staying there with you.
Why is the hair one different?
Because I think the hair one is more of as I said, that might be in my brain more of a reconstruction thing. So you've lost your hair. It's not something that you was born with. It's not like you're born with your hair lost and then suddenly something's happened and maybe you've had a alopecia or something because I've done that. Then I can understand that. But I'm just talking about people that are saying, my breast is too small. Or I was very specific about the things I was saying is an issue for me. But I mean, I sort of
personally, I'm too scared to do it. Like, the thing is, I'm not thinking of doing it because I'm quite content with the way things are looking over here. But even if I was interested, I'll be shook because I don't really know. Like, it's just mad. I don't know if you guys have seen that post of that girl who got her breast done. Sorry for all the dogs that are barking in the background. I'm so sorry. Right. But there was this picture that went around of this girl, and she got her breast done, and then she actually lost her nipple. And then when she tried to contact the clinic, the clinic kind of like stopped responding to her DMs and all these other things. Because I think she got it done overseas. I don't know if it was in Turkey or Dominican Republic, but I know she didn't get it done in this country, and she really regretted it. So now she has no nipples. It's also so crazy. So when I see those type of horror stories, I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna have to love me for me, man. I can't really be doing that because I'm scared. I'm so shook. Just imagine not having a nipple. I'm just not on it.
I think that there are. You're going to find horror stories in everything. Do you understand? People are talking about the vaccine.
That's true, but that was scary. That was scary enough for me to say I'm not even considering it at all. You understand? Not that I was considering it, but it just really put me off. I was thinking, you know what? I don't even want to put myself in a situation where there's a chance that this might happen to me.
A lot of people
You
are
get what
doing
I'm
these
saying?
surgeries without the money to do it properly as well. That's why, remember in America when they used to have those ones where they used to call them like the under like, what's the thing that they had under their houses? What
The back
I know we're talking
back alley thing.
the,
Innit?
back alley, yeah, but they used to,
yeah.
and they used to do a lot of where they was putting like silicone in people's bums and all this type of madness. Like for me, it's just a mad for somebody to have the mentality to say, okay, yeah, put some cement in my bum, bruv.
That's scary, man. That's scary. No, I can't. I cannot.
Well,
I cannot.
Like I said, you people that are saying it's okay, it's hard to just be natural. This is the snowball that starts and it goes down, and it's the same. It's in the same room, in the same house, of accepting who you are or not accepting who you are, and saying that it's understandable for people to want to change themselves to fit in with society, because that's what it comes down to. Because go look at music videos 30 years ago. Hip hop videos, even it was very slim women, not big waists, and not big hips and whatnot. That was the standard of beauty. You could have very small B cups, and that was fine. Then things change, and people want to change with it. Society says this is the standard of beauty. So whether it was dark before, and then it gets lighter, and then it's racially ambiguous, it's straight hair, it's blah blah blah, and people want to move into the realm of, well, I want to be what is seen as beautiful now, and because this is beautiful, I want to change my body. In 20 years' time, it's going to be a different shape. It's going to be a different shade. And that's what other people are going to want to be. And what I'm saying is we need to push being comfortable with who you are, what you look like, so that people don't keep trying to chase this vision of beauty.
And then, sorry.
Go on. It's all right.
Now, with that being said, yes, I'm all for pushing people to love themselves for who they are and how they look like, and doing that with love. Because when you start doing it in a way where it comes across like you're making them feel stupid for even considering certain things that they're considering, it's just going to go left. So always try to do it with love.
Okay. I hear that. I mean, in terms of, there's a lot of mothers out there, do you understand, who have had their children and they've done everything that they can to maybe get the body back to the way that they want to get it back to, and they can't, based on them having their children. There's a lot of belly skin excess that will remain there with some women, and some of them feel like they want to get rid of it. I've done all that I can. I've tried to get back in shape, and then there's this bit that is just hanging, and I want to get rid of it. Personally, I'm cool with that. And the same thing when it comes to the breast. They may have had 2, 3 or 4 children, and they know they're not going to have any more. And they feel like, they want their breasts maybe to go back to maybe how it was without them overdoing the whole thing. There are some people that we know that just do everything in excess. And there's some people that want to do things in moderation. And I think personally that is okay. Do you understand? If you're just talking about on just plain art vanity, that you're maybe someone who's 21 years old and they want to get a flipping 44D or whatever the case may be, then I'm not with that. But if people feel like they want their body to maybe go back to how it was, based on some of the situations that they have gone through, whether it be pregnancy or maybe an injury or whatever the case may be, I mean, I'm cool with that. And I think Big Wahala said that he wasn't even cool with people realigning their teeth, bruv. If people got messed up, I didn't say fix it.
I didn't say that I'm not cool. If you're gonna go and fix your teeth, I'm saying that it's become a thing now where people's teeth are even looking all right, but they're just getting these fake teeth regardless.
It's that, Let
them get their fake teeth, bruv.
They're veneers, huh?
Let them get their fake teeth.
No, I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying that they can't, but I'm saying it's become a thing. Like you have to. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect, bro.
Listen, I get it.
You don't have to be. You don't have to be.
If you're living on this Instagram world, because we grew up without all of this stuff. Like if you dressed well and you went to the club with your hard sole shoe, that was how you looked for the day, and then that was it. You had to keep that appearance up for 8 hours, and then you could go to work the next day and you could be cool and look at how you.
No, it's not.
Nowadays,
even that stuff.
Let me finish, man. Nowadays, people are seeing you on social media 24/7. You need to be on point all the time. And as much as I hate it, so I'm not saying, here's the thing, I'm not saying I don't understand why people do it. So when I was doing my little tyrant about hair. It's not that I don't understand. I understand it all. So you people can go and try and explain it to me like I don't understand. I understand. I don't care. Same way that Wahala understands, I'm sure he understands that some people want to do this and they don't care. And you're saying that there's a big difference between a woman that's had pregnancy and her boobs have sagged after 3 children and have been sucking on her titty, and a woman that's 23, never had no kids, still quite firm, but just wants it to be 4 sizes bigger. For me, they're both in the same bracket. It's like, that is how you look, and you're not happy with how you look. You want to change it. It's not that I don't understand it. It's just, for some reason, you're saying one is more acceptable than the other. And I get it. I get it from both sides.
Yeah, it's like I am not happy, particularly with some parts of my body, so I'm working out to fix it. Do you understand what I'm saying? The only difference is that I'm not going under the knife to do it.
But
that is a big difference. That's the point. Well,
that's
anyway,
the problem. That's the problem.
But you're talking about, this is how your body is, so you just leave it and that is it.
No. Working out is different than having cosmetic surgery.
Why?
I don't think I need to justify that.
Hold on. Who kissed their teeth? Because that
both of them.
No, I didn't kiss
loud.
my teeth. That was
that my teeth. I was like,
you clearly
that
know
was loud.
There's a difference between going to the gym, doing some press ups and doing some sit ups, and if you wanted to, let's say, firm your.
Yeah, but ultimately, both people want to change their body, and that is ultimately both people are trying to change their body, isn't it?
Yeah, but I could be trying to make money. It's a difference from going to work and robbing a bank. It's how you do things makes a difference.
One is doing it the natural way as opposed to, and the other one is doing it more in a what was the term that you used? Yeah, that's it. So they're not doing it like the natural way, because the natural way would also take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It might take 9 months, depending on how you look like right now, innit, and how disciplined you are.
Well, some people, when they get home, they're going to throw their food in the microwave rather than doing it the natural way that they should do and actually put it on the stove. People do things differently, innit? Ultimately, they want the same end result.
The end result is the same.
So what's the point that you're trying to make, Mr. Wolf? So I'm just trying to gather. I'm trying to understand.
The point that I'll make was it Stavros? Yeah, it was Stavros saying that that you have an issue with someone that goes under the knife as opposed to somebody who actually does it naturally. I'm saying that,
okay,
there is a big difference to somebody who has vanity in the thing that they do in comparison to someone who actually is trying to fix an issue that they have.
Why is it an issue?
Well, if a pregnant woman is having an issue with the body that she has in comparison.
Why is it an issue? Your breast sagging is not an issue.
It's not an issue to you, bruv.
No, it's not an issue. It's your breasts are sagging. It's not something that's going to potentially kill you. It's not something that's going to potentially cause you any form of physical damage. It's not going to do all of this stuff. It's not an issue. That is still vanity, bruv.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not something that is life threatening. It's not. Sorry, go on, Webster, because we spoke. You speak, my brother. Speak.
Vanity is a mental issue. People don't realize that it is a mental issue. What you look at in the mirror and what other people see is going to be 2 different things to what you yourself see. And if you that are looking in the mirror do not like what you see, even though it is perfect in every way, but there's a part in your brain, in your mind, in your psyche that says this left breast is bigger than the right breast, or my eyes drooping, or my hairline's this, that, and the other. That mental state is going to send you into a frenzy and make you want to go under the knife. No matter what anybody says, from your mum to your pastor to your husband, they will all say, you look fine, you're perfect, you're wonderful. But you, within yourself, is going to say, no, I look wrong and I want to go and change it. I don't want to go to the gym. I'm going to go under the knife because it's fast, quick, easy. Don't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah, but there are some people.
The problem with that, let me finish. The problem with that, everybody's body and makeup is different. So the effects you get in the gym may not be the same effects you get if you go under the knife. And your repair time will not be the same as well. So obviously, you can go under the knife and it's going to take you forever to get back to your normal state or get healthy again or repair. And in that time, your mental state could get worse or better because you're not back to the state you want to be or the state you originally thought you would be. The same if you go to the gym. You could go to the gym and do 100 press-ups and your body's still not changing and it will frustrate you. So what we got to look at here is people's mental state, and society predicts our mental state a lot of the time because We're told in the media that you have to look this way. This is the ideal look. This is what men desire. This is what women desire in their partners, so on and so forth. That we don't know whether we're coming or going half the time. And it takes a strong mind and a strong will to stay in that lane and say, look, I'm fine as I am. No matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does. For me, I'm fine. And if you can't accept me as that, that's your issue, not my issue. And that's what we're going to be going around in the circle saying.
I hear you. But I also believe, and I'll close on this, is that people can be fine with their body. They can be fine with certain aspects of their body and still want to change it without them having issues, as you say. And I do believe that a certain level of vanity.
You cannot be fine with something that you want to change.
Bruv, I'm fine with the pair of trainers that I have, but I want a new pair. Do you understand?
That's materialistic, bro.
Whatever the case may be, is I'm pretty much okay in it. But if I choose to then decide that I want something else, I want something different, I don't think that is an issue. I don't think that I have a mental issue. Do you understand? It's like if I remain for the rest of my life without a six pack, for example, if I never get my six pack, I would like to get a six pack in it. But if I don't get it, fine. If I do get it, fine. Do you understand? I would like to get a six pack. I would like to work towards getting it. I would like to look in the mirror when I'm having my shower and see my six pack.
But then that means you're not fine. You're just accept it. You're happy to accept that you don't have a six pack. You're not fine.
No, but I am fine.
Your vanity.
No, but it's like
the way you feel.
What you're doing is telling me what I think now.
No, I'm telling you what you're telling me. You're telling me I'm fine with not having a six pack, but I want one.
No, bruv, I'm telling you.
But then that means you're happy to accept how you are. Doesn't mean that you're fine with it.
I'm happy to accept myself as I am, and I will work towards getting a six pack when I have the time to. And if I get one, fine. If I don't, it's all good, same way.
As I said, I don't think the terminology you're using is correct, but fine.
Put it this way: unless it's a medical issue, unless we have a medical concern that we need to have surgery for, or anything like that, it's vanity over medical, over emotional, over whatever. So you have to look at it from all these angles. Yes, I need surgery because I had an injury, like what CynTea said. Her friend had an injury, car accident, so she had to get reconstructive surgery. That's a medical thing. If you have if you just decide to wake up one morning and say, all right, don't like the way I look, I'm gonna go change it. I'm gonna go under the knife rather than going to the gym. That's a decision you make. Whether that's the right decision, that's down to you. People are going to tell you left, right, and center. That's wrong or that's right. Ultimately, that's your decision. And you have to live with it, whether it turns out good or turns out bad. And you're going to get people saying, you shouldn't have done that. You should have went to the gym. Yeah, I should have listened. I mean, I didn't listen. I have to live with whatever comes out of whatever I do. At the end of the day, it's your decision. You have to live with it.
Yeah, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't particularly care, so I just.
You don't care about nothing, it seems. You might as well go marry a fish that goes church.
A fish, you know.
CynTea.
Hey.
Is there any topics you want to discuss before we move on?
One of those questions in your this thing.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I came on before Christmas went by because I had a very good one for Christmas. But
we can still discuss it now. Don't make a difference.
Okay, cool. Well, okay. So, are you sure you want to touch a Christmas one? We're big New Year, you know.
Well, let's hear the question, and then if we like it, we like it. If not, we can move on to another one.
Okay, so I had a question, and it was about this scenario, and it goes a little something like this. So the headline is, my boyfriend wants to sleep over at his baby mom's house on Christmas Eve to be with the kids.
Yes.
What should I do? So the question that came from that scenario, actually, let me just describe the scenario. So there's this guy and girl that are in a relationship. Everything is cool. Everything is sweet. The girl's very excited about, spending Christmas with her bae. And the guy is excited as well. But at the same time, he's reminiscing about how he used to spend Christmas with his kids. But of course, things are different now because he's in a different relationship. So the kids actually requested for the dads to come and, do the old tradition, stay over for Christmas Eve and be there in the morning to unravel the gifts and, just open the gifts and whatnot. Now, he doesn't believe the kids should suffer because of, what happened between him and the baby mum. So he's actually thinking to do it and he's kind of on board. So he went to his girl and said to his girl, look, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to, spend time with the kids for Christmas Eve because they've asked me to do so. I'll sleep over and I'll be back sometime during the day or whatever, yeah? The girlfriend was not having it. She said, your kids should understand. I'm not here for it. It's not happening type of thing. Okay. So that the question that came from
that flag.
I'm on her side, to be honest.
I'm not finished yet. So the question that came from that scenario was, is it okay for your partner to spend the night at their baby mum's or baby dad's house so they can wake up with their kids on Christmas Day to see them open the gifts?
There's no reason for you to stay over. There's no reason.
Wait, hold on. How old is the child?
The kids are quite young from the way the scenario is described. So I'm not going to lie. If your kids are big 17-year-olds, then you don't need to be sleeping over there. But but if you're like 3, 4, 5, then
there's no reason for them to stay over. You can easily go there for the night, wake up in the morning, and go there in the morning before they wake up.
That's very easy to say.
That is simple and plain.
That's very easy to say if the kids and the dad live couple miles away from each other. If the children live in London and he lives in Manchester, it's not as easy as I'm gonna be there in the morning, especially in this big corona time.
So then how are you gonna be back to me in the afternoon then?
You drive back after you slept over.
I don't think you're gonna come back. I don't see that man going back to his woman. I can't see that going back. All he's going to be reminiscing with this woman. They're going to have breakfast together. They've opened the presents. And then the kids are going to say, Dad, why are you leaving now? We're having Christmas dinner. You don't want to have Christmas dinner with us. And then he's going to stay for Christmas dinner. Then they're going to watch EastEnders. Then at 10 o'clock now, his wife's still going to be his new missus is going to be at their house with maybe their family. They're all asking, where's Darren? Darren's somewhere else with his other missus. When he gets to a point now, he's drunk a little bit of drink. He's going to say, I can't drive home anymore, love. I'm going to have to stay another night. Then they're going to sleep together. Then they're going to have another kid. And then they're going to be three kids now that they're going to be spending Christmas together.
You're adding so much Maggie to the story,
I'm just saying how it's going to go down.
Sorry, what was you saying?
Previously on The Good Wife.
Who's watching Power?
The Good Wife, I don't know. For me,
Good Wife.
I as I said, I don't. Okay, so you're saying it's a long distance thing, yeah?
I'm just saying, it's very easy to say that he should go there in the morning if he lives a couple miles away. But if he lives in a different city, it's not as easy as, okay, just go in the morning. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
I would go in the morning.
If you're comfortable in your relationship, why are you tripping about your man staying at the baby man's house for the sake of the children, not for the sake of the woman or for the sake of the children?
CynTea, you're cool with if you were in a relationship, you're cool with that happening, yeah?
I did not say that. I'm asking you guys. I'm asking you
the question. Would you be cool with your man that you trust? You actually trust him. You don't think he's gonna do anything. So I'm actually throwing that I am throwing my own Maggie in there. You don't actually think he's gonna do anything with this woman. Mm-hmm. Are you still cool with him doing that though? So
I've already answered the question on my platform, but I'm happy to do that here too.
Yes, please, because you're here now, innit?
I just feel like it's a thing where he can go in the morning, but
when I was saying that, why would you stop me? Because she's a good host.
No, because that's what I do. I debate, and at the end, I tell people how I feel about it. So yeah, with me, I would say that he should go in the morning, but we also need to adapt to the times we're living in. So as much as I may not like him or like the idea of him sleeping over at this girl's house, I said girls, I'm not girls, I mean ex-woman's house, yeah? Let's say all of this thing is playing out during the corona times. There's no hotels, there's no Airbnb, there's nothing, and you have to stay there. Then I'm going to have to just suck it up and be like, you know what, yeah, this is going to happen, but this is the first and last time. Because if I'm going to let you do this if I let you do this once, I don't want you to start coming every single Christmas saying, my kids want this. No, you're in a brand new relationship. And what happens when we have kids now? How are you going to do it? And if you really want to sleep over, then I'm coming to. Let me pack my load and go with you.
I was about to say the same thing. I don't understand if it's a case where you're sleeping over and if everything's applicable between the two, the mother and the new girlfriend, then I don't see any problem with them all going to stay there together and maybe celebrate together.
Why does that?
That's what. No, it's true, because that's what I was telling people in my comments as well. Because a lot of people were saying, I'll just go along. Then I said, you can't just go along. It's not your house. If the ex-girlfriend doesn't want you to be there, can't accommodate you, then she can't accommodate you. So you might have to suck it up simply because we're living in COVID times right now and there's no Airbnb he can stay in if he lives in a different city. However, if then in the same city, then I suggest Bay wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning to find himself there at 6 o'clock if need be.
This is not accommodating thing, or that means that me and you have got a problem. That makes it even worse. If me and that person actually have a problem, then hell no, you're not going to go stay at that person's house. Why? It's for your children. Tell your kids to come stay at my house, innit? Tell your kids to come stay at my house, the better house.
Okay,
but that's the thing. But the whole scenario is based on the kids wanting both their mum and dad by their side. So a lot of people are also saying like it's a bit shaky to allow your partner to go and stay over at his ex's house for the sake of the kids, because you're also painting a false narrative to the kids.
Exactly.
The kids can get hurt. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful with these things.
Like I was saying in jest when I was saying about, this, that, and the other, but I wasn't joking when I said that you're there for the morning. Then when you want to go, the kids now got to put it on you to say that they want you to stay. And then you're going to start feeling bad when you're leaving them for Christmas dinner. That bit I wasn't joking about. The bit at the end where I said you sleeping together and that stuff, I was joking about. But the build up to all of the other stuff, I was not joking. That will probably happen. Mr. Wolf, talk about it, because you sound like you got something to say.
No, I just think that it's very easy to pass comment until you're actually in the situation. I mean, me and my ex are not together. I wouldn't say that we had a situation like this, but I can understand it, and I can understand how the man is torn. I can understand how difficult a decision this is to make. It's not as simple as, you should allow the missus to come over as well. Then if you don't, life doesn't work like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, if I've split up with my missus and she could be happy with me in a new relationship, just to accommodate me and her in her home. We don't know how many bedrooms there are. We don't know what kind of a situation it is. You can't just say, well, if I can't come as well, then it can't run. Life doesn't really. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that then makes things even more difficult. And in all honesty, life doesn't really work like that. When you're in a situation, go on, CynTea, and then I'll jump back in.
No, one thing I wanted to mention before I quickly forget, is that we also need to remember that when you decide to date somebody who has a child, these are the things that can happen. I'm not going to lie.
That's why I wouldn't.
This is what you're signing up for. You know what I mean? Not saying that you're not important, but you need to remember that their kids are a priority in it, and you're sharing this. You both are in separate lanes. So you're in the love lane, the kids are in a different lane, but still love. But you have to share that with them. So there might be times where you make arrangements with your partner, and they might have to cancel because they have to do something for the kids or whatever. And that's just how the thing goes, innit? So when you do date people with kids, you do have to bear in mind that, certain plans might not go to plan.
I think also sorry, Mr. Wolf, let me quickly jump in before I forget. I don't mean to push you out, but you're the smallest. I think in that situation, the compromise has to come into place, and you have to have the discussion with all parties intended, because you could come to a decision to have 1 year I'm with the kids, 1 year I'm with you, or you make an arrangement. You all sit down together and try and be as amicable as possible. And if the amicability can't be reached, then someone in turn is going to have to suffer, whether that's the new relationship, whether that's the child, then it will be what it will be. But you have to be prepared to take the rough with the smooth. And also in turn, how would it work for the males in the group if your partner wanted to do the same thing?
I would like to know.
No, because I was thinking I was going to add to the same story and say, okay, let's say that they both had kids, and the baby mother on the other side said, yeah, she wants the kids want you to come and stay, and he goes, and then the woman's children says the same thing to their dad and said, okay, while you're going to go and stay with your children in so and so, he's going to come and stay with me. I would like to see how that man then decides he was going to. I'll be certain that man will be staying at that house there.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's a very delicate situation. It's a very hard question to answer. I'd like to know how the people in your group answered that, CynTea.
Listen, it was, let's just say that lots of people were not here for it at all. They were not here for it. They didn't want to hear anything of that kind. Nothing. They were not here for it. Some people were like, you know what, I might just have to take this on the chin and just pray that he doesn't cheat. But a lot of people were like, nah, it's not happening. Not on my watch, over my dead body. I
think those people shouldn't date people that have children. I don't think there's nothing wrong with having that view. Just don't, like you said, Sin, that's like the document you sign now when you date somebody that has children.
This is it.
You might have to go down that road that you never wanted to go down. So don't date somebody that has children in the first place if you're not willing to make those kind of sacrifices for the child. Because like you said, the child should come first. And I understand the situation where the child doing it for the child. Like you said, if you live in the same city or within a 2, 3, 4 hour drive, even up to 4 hours, because how long does it take for London to Manchester? Was it 4 hours or something? But you might have to do that 4 hour drive because you can easily get up at 4 a.m. and be there by 7.
That's a mazine, but you know what I mean.
But you can do it.
Yeah, so be it. So those are the sacrifices that people have to make.
Hold on, we actually cut off Mr. Wolf. Sorry, did you want to finish what you were saying?
Minister Wolf.
Minister Wolf. I like that, you know.
I've been called
Mr.
a pastor
Wolf.
before.
Did I say Pastor Wolf? I didn't say that.
No.
Okay.
Stavros said minister, and I've been called pastor before.
Minister.
No, I mean, just to continue where I was, it's I have been in situations where I've been torn, and it is not an easy decision to make. Ultimately, it comes down to 1, sacrifice, and 2, trust. If you do not trust your partner, then there's no point in you being with them. There's just no point, because a relationship has to be built on trust. Secondly, that sacrifice part is that you have to understand when you are in a relationship with someone, this is going both ways, that you have to be able and ready to make sacrifices. One of the major things is around holiday periods, festivals, Christmas, Easter, and things like that. You got to be ready to know that the situation may not transpire in the way that you want it to be. And like it has been said already, when you sign up to being in a relationship with someone who has children, you've got to know that this may be the case. Personally, it's hard. It all depends on the age of the children and the relationship that you've had with the children, the relationship that you have with the ex-partner. I will definitely put the consideration of my current partner. I'll put them into consideration. But for me, it's not a straightforward decision. If my children are begging me to stay over for this period, I mean, if it is the first year of me in a relationship with this person, I would put it to them and ask them how they feel about it. I wouldn't just ultimately say, this is what I'm going to do. You got to live with it because I put my children first. It's a discussion, it's communication. If she's cool with it, then I would do it and know what kind of sacrifice she has made for me. And
what if she's not cool with it? Because for me, if I was in that situation and I was going to do it, then I don't actually care what my partner says. Because my children are more important than my partner.
But that's fine, but I do care. It's like, I understand that children, like my children would come before my partner or my future partner, but I do care how my current partner feels. I do care the feelings that they have in that situation. You may, as a woman or as a man, can reverse it. You may understand it. You may understand that your man just wants to be with their children, and being human about it, you can know that that person may have a feeling within them that they feel, I wish that my man was home with me, as opposed to being home with their children. So that is them ultimately not being 100% with it, but they know that they need to make some sacrifices within the relationship. So again, it's not an easy decision to make, but it's all about communication and sacrifice and trust.
But yeah, I'm bang with Stav, and people always say, I know it's one of these topics online when people say, "Oh, you shouldn't say you shouldn't date people with kids." But I'm bang. I just want to date somebody with kids because this is unnecessary stress that I don't need. This is things that I don't need added onto other bits of my relationship that I potentially could have with someone. So
it's stressful, but I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you do end up, catching a vibe with somebody who has kids. And
no, as soon as you tell me got kids, I just wouldn't catch the vibe. I'll just say, all right, cool, no problem.
I hear you.
I would avoid it.
I'm not gonna lie. I used to be there, like one of those girls. So like, I would never date a guy who has kids. But I'm not gonna lie. I've done it in the past, and it hasn't actually been that bad. And one thing I have noticed, when it comes to dating men who have kids, I've actually mentioned this on my own podcast as well, is that they're very patient. Well, the ones that I have dated that are very patient, and that's a very good trait to have. So yeah.
But again, your mentality and my mentality are different. I don't pretend not to be a selfish person, so I know that whatever I put into my situation, I want me to come before anything else in certain ways. And as I said in the past on my podcast, I respect parenthood and fatherhood a lot. So I always give the scenario like this. Let's say that I got a job to go and work in Dubai. Well-paying job, my dream job, yeah? And I've got a woman that's got kids. I wouldn't be able to leave knowing that I'm going to take this person away from his children. I wouldn't, in my own head, as a person that respects a parent and a father, I wouldn't be able to do that. So for me, I'll just not get into a relationship where I have to think about these certain things. Look at the same, even little things like Christmas. Now I know that this man wants to spend Christmas with his children, and now I'm going to be feeling like, I should let this man spend Christmas with his children, even if I might not want to spend Christmas with him. I'm not putting him ahead of me because I would want the children to have something ahead of myself. And so that I don't want to put myself in that position. I can avoid that by just not doing that. I just find something else. I think it's a bit harder for certain people to find, especially women. Maybe in fact, it should work both ways. The older you get, the more likely you're gonna potentially find people that are gonna have kids. That have kids, yeah, they're gonna be people that's gonna have kids all the time. When you're younger, you may have people all around you that don't have children, but once you get to a certain age, men and women start having children, and if you want people to be a certain age, then you're gonna have to now look at your dating pool and see to yourself, okay, they are going to be more likely to have people that's going to have children than not. So then maybe your perspective changes. And as I'm now,
that's why you should settle by the time you reach 30. If you haven't found anyone, just settle. Just pick anyone that doesn't have kids and just settle.
No, ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, so as me, that's now going to be 40 in a couple of years' time. If me and my partner ended up splitting up, God forbid, and I started to go into the dating pool and I'm start looking for people like maybe 30 and above, I might be looking at a whole heap of women that's got children. So I'm not going to be filtering through them and be like, no. And that, again, may remove all of these good women that people have discussed simply because they've got children. But I know myself, and that's the problem. A lot of people don't know themselves. I know myself, and I know what I am or what I feel I am capable of. Because obviously, until you're in this situation, you don't necessarily know. But I know what I feel I am capable of. So I don't want to put myself in that situation, so I just wouldn't. But I like the way this question is always formed, because these are the type of things that people will say for a woman. They don't necessarily have this thing about a man coming to stay in the next man's house.
No, it's true, because they know, because people know that you can't. Can you really tell your man that I'm going to stay at my ex's house because of children? You say, "Oh yeah, everybody come here. Everybody will spend Christmas here. No, nobody is going to any man's house." We already know that, but we know that when the tables are turned, the chances are that there will be it might be a small fraction of women that will be like, I'll just firm it. I'll take this one on the chin.
There'll be a lot of more than you think, All of these.
There's a lot of women with you. A lot of women with.
The chat online there, when it actually happens and their man is putting it on them, they'll be like, "Oh, okay." Don't get confused.
Yeah, man. When he's twisting your legs like a pretzel, you'll do as you're told.
No, but it's funny because there's a lot of people that say stuff. Well, men, women that say stuff like, "that can never be me," but it is you.
It is you, lad.
Exactly.
But it's just actually you right
Big
now.
National lottery thing.
And more time when it's you will do the opposite from what you said when you were talking like the person that wasn't in the situation.
And this is why I'm saying that it's not as straightforward as what some claim it to be. You understand? Because people kind of discount real, when your heartstrings are being pulled like that, you know what I mean? And that is on both sides, the woman in that situation, the man in that situation. It is not easy.
But this is where your part.
And this is why, and this is why for me, trust sacrifice, communication. You put all of those three together, and I think that a solution can be found.
But this is why I think that sometimes your ex-partner is just as important, because I would hope that my ex-partner, knowing that this could be a particular situation, might try and sway the children the other way around and say, look, listen, your father doesn't live with us. So he can come later, but no, he's not staying here.
But it's just not happening this year. I'm sorry.
And they do it as a joint unit. So one of them doesn't seem to be the bad guy, because obviously you don't want to be the bad guy and the dad looks like the good guy. So together you make a decision, and then you speak to the children together and say, this is not going to happen. Dad's going to come in the morning, or he's going to come in whatever, and we'll spend time then, but he can't stay here. So both of you seem the bad guy, because that false narrative that the person that people brought up is something I was thinking about as well. You're not giving them these false narratives that this thing can run, and then every time they got to complain about something, your dad's going to come running back.
Exactly. Your dad is in a new life, my children. You know what I mean? Like, you need to understand that daddy will always love you. Daddy will always try to be there, but there's certain times that daddy can't be there, especially when it's actually not needed. You understand?
And I guarantee you, if that woman had a new man now, she ain't asking that man to come stay in the house. Tell you that for certain. Because she's happy with her new man.
No, that is true. Because imagine if it's a situation where the kids are requesting for their dad to come stay over, but the woman herself has a new man. How does that even work, yo?
She will tell them, get out, shut up your mouth about your father. My friend,
there's so many there's so many variables to this situation, but I just believe that I think the best thing to do is to just go in the morning if you can. And if you have to firm it just because of the circumstances we're in terms of COVID and whatnot, then you might just have to take this one on the chin. But you have to make it very clear, crystal clear, that this is a one-off and this is not going to be something that's going to be repeated over the years. And that's it.
All right. Okay. Are you going to just end it now? I wanted to ask a quick question.
Nothing quick. There's nothing quick.
I was going to say, just going off this conversation.
Oh, before you do that, then I just want to say, Mr. Wolf, it is kind of straightforward. You said it's not straightforward. I think it is actually straightforward. It's just whether you make the decision that needs to be made or not. It's not really that hard. Go on, Wahala.
I was going to say, going by all these situations with the extra parents and this, that, and the other. Will any of you lot be happy? In fact, I don't know if you've had this conversation before, but Cynthia wasn't on this conversation, so maybe I'll start with Cyn. Would you be happy if you had a child and you and the father, God forbid, broke up, so now you're in a separate homes or whatever? Would you be happy with your child calling the other parent's partner mum and dad?
So, hold on, you're basically saying that I had a child with a guy, didn't work out. Mm-hmm. He's now moved on with somebody else, and my child is calling her mum.
Yes.
I don't think that's necessary.
So
because I'm still in the picture. I mean, I'm still here. I'm pretty much the mum. You go over there, you spend time with dad and his girlfriend, partner, wife, but she's not your mother. So why are you calling her mum?
Let's say they're married though, certified, everything now. So what should she call her?
Auntie, innit?
But to be fair,
you know what it is, yeah, the African thing to do, but it's very easy for us to say that's African, just call her auntie or uncle. But how do other people do it?
They call them mum and dad.
And uncle, that don't do this uncle auntie business.
From what I know in the African thing, they'll call them mum and dad.
Some people just say
it's uncle and auntie.
I've seen a lot of mum and dads, fam.
Now some people just say, my mum's partner. Sometimes they don't. Well, I don't know. Maybe
not when means that daddy's partner. Can I get the porridge, please?
Yeah, I was just gonna say maybe they call him Tony. I don't know.
I've seen them even in our immediate family stuff in close range. I've seen children whose dad is blatantly there, and these people call their person dad, especially if they've got other children as well that's together, and all the rest of the children are calling them dad, and then this one's now calling them a separate name.
Me, I'd expect. I would live with the fact that they're calling them mum or dad. I just have to live with it.
I think that until you're in the situation, Stav, it's very easy to say that things are straightforward. Do you understand?
Of course it's straightforward.
Yeah, but
are you going back to the thing beforehand? No, you talk about this new thing then.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on that, but I'm just going to say this, innit? Is that it is very easy, straightforward and black and white until you're actually in it. And I think that is the case with so many different things that on the outside looking in, I would just do this. But when you're actually in the thing and the pot is boiling and it's simmering, it's not that much of an easy decision to make. It's not as easy as you think it would be, bruv. because I've been there, not in that exact scenario, but I've been there in other type of scenarios where on the outside I would tell that person you need to do that, but then in hindsight, being in that situation, nah, it's not straightforward, bruv, at all.
I think there's a difference between something being
especially when children are involved.
There's a difference between something being straightforward and something people not being able to make that straightforward choice. That is their decision. Doesn't mean that the choice itself wasn't straightforward. It's like meeting somebody and saying, and everybody, oh, here's all these criterias. What do you think? And everybody tells you that this is the sensible decision to make. But because of all the emotions you have, you don't make that decision. It's not that I wouldn't understand why you made that decision because emotions got involved. Didn't mean that it wasn't a straightforward decision to make and you made the wrong decision. So it's the same thing with this. Your children come first. And it's either you put your children first or you don't. It's very straightforward.
Yeah, but you can put your children first and it was still a difficult decision to make.
I didn't say anything about being difficult. You're confusing being difficult and being straightforward. Straightforward means this is what you should do. Difficult might mean, but it's not what is easy to do. Doesn't stop it being straightforward. I think the fact that people confuse that a lot is where issues arise because I'm very good at. All right, there are certain things where I'm very bad at detaching emotion from a straightforward decision. I think you people have seen it. Let's even say with business. When it comes to ESN business-wise, you mans have seen how I am. And I'm not good at detaching emotion from business. So you people is like, well, this is kind of a straightforward thing. It's like, why are you bringing all this emotion into it? Because I'm very passionate about my business when maybe I should be dispassionate about business. But when it comes to relationships, I'm very good. Maybe paradoxically, it might not make any sense. I'm very good at removing emotions that are going to affect the actual correct decision to make. I'm good at doing that, which is why I live quite a simple life in terms of my actual relationship things. It moves very smoothly because I deal with somebody that is the same way. My wife is quite similar to me. We are very logical.
What you're saying, but outside emotion, in my opinion, is still not straightforward.
Fair enough.
You get me? It's like you can remove emotion from it and it is still, one or two decisions that you need to make. And for me, it's not black and white that, that's the one that you need to make. Well, why?
Well, I'll put it this way.
So in this situation then, like what would you expect your kids, because you've actually got kids, what would you expect your kids to call your ex's partner?
In this kind of
Wolf?
situation, I think with us being all African here, sometimes we can use the term of mum and dad in various different ways. Maybe it's not just an African thing. It's like you may call your mum mama or mum or baba, dad, father, or whatever the case may be. And if they address me as dad and maybe they address the man in a different form, knowing that is their stepfather.
Sir.
Do you understand?
So when I want to talk to him, he'll be like, sir.
Yeah, there's people like that all the time.
Yeah, but that's normal. Like
yes,
back home, it's sa, ma. That's how they would address an elder. Do you understand? So if that's what they choose to use to address their stepfather or baba or whatever the case may be, I'm not going to have that much of an issue with it because I'm so confident in the imprint that I have left on my children. If I'm a waste man father, if I haven't done my bit, and then there's like a bit of jealousy that is thrown in there, like I feel jealous because they respect him more than they respect me, then that's where maybe emotions can come in and you can feel a bit of a way about it. But I'm not going to feel that much. I'm not going to have that much of an issue with it this is me personally, if they address him in a different way. But you can have a really volatile relationship with your ex and she slandered your name. She's defamated your character to the children. And then things can be a bit salty. I think it can be a bit of an issue. But me personally, because of maybe the relationship that I have, I wouldn't really, with my children, I wouldn't really have a
I'd feel away.
So you wouldn't mind if the kids call the guy dad? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that I would prefer them to use a different term of father.
So I thought so because it's a bit personal. Because I'm not gonna lie, me calling my parents mama and papa, because that's how you say it in Dutch, innit?
Mm-hmm.
It's so personal. than saying father and mother, if that makes sense. I wouldn't say father, mother. I'm like mama, papa. It shows the relationship I've got with them. So to be calling a next man I did not give birth to me dad, for me, it's a bit odd.
Well, he didn't give birth to you anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they gave birth, bruv, because they're part of this. So they gave birth. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you for including the father into the equation, Cyn. Thank you very much.
What you?
Same way with the woman. If my kid is calling the next woman mum, I'm not gonna lie. I think the natural feeling to have is to feel it away in it. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm your mum.
But
I'm actually your mum. And I'm pretty much in your life. You live in this house, so.
But that's a selfish thing. For me, that's a bit like it goes back to the Christmas thing and putting your child first. If they have that relationship, or they want, and they're very confident and happy with that stepfather or stepmother, and they want to call them that name, I would rather they feel that confident and be happy with that person than have somebody that they feel really standoff-ish to say, no, I don't even want to be calling that person that name or something like that. You know what I mean? I would rather they feel confident with who they are and say, you know what, I don't really mind calling, this man's been in my life from the very beginning. He's been good to me. I don't mind calling him father, or I don't mind.
Is it really selfish though? Is it really selfish to say that?
Because you're worried about how you feel.
I don't know if I should call that selfish, because it's like me calling other kids or my children.
But people do it all the time. My mom calls people that's not children, their children. She calls their children that's not children, my children. It happens.
But it's okay. Let me give you an example then. It's the same thing as other kids feeling away when you treat other kids that don't live in your house that you didn't give birth to better than they get treated. They feel away too. Do you understand? So I just feel like I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a relationship with your dad's partner or your mom's partner, whatever. Like I don't mind it. I'm all for it. But just the whole, mum, dad, I feel like that's so personal. I don't know how. I don't think it will sit well with me. I'm not gonna lie.
I think
that's just me keeping it 100.
Nah, well, Jesus.
Sorry, you lost me. That's just, I put myself for me. That's just me keeping it 100 with you guys. I'll think I'll feel away. I'm not gonna sit down here and cap about it. I think I'm gonna feel away about it.
I'll get you 100%, but I think that that's part of the communication side as well. The thing about relationships is what I've learned is that if you do not communicate, you're finished. Do you know what I mean? It's like people get together in relationships and then 1 minute they get married and all of a sudden, but I wanted just one child, but I want 3 children. And you knew that. It's like, well, why didn't you have a proper conversation about it in the first place? So this is one of the things. If you're marrying someone or you're going to be with someone and they have children, this is one of the conversations to have. Bro, how are you going to address, how is your children going to address me when I move in, when me and you get married? Are they going to call me uncle? Whatever the case may be, we need to what is the father, so far as the father is there, and just imagine, because I would put into consideration, if I'm entering a relationship with a woman and she's got children, I am actually thinking about the feelings of the man that is the father to these kids, so far as he's there. Do you understand? That's just the way how I am. It's like, because I know that I could be, or that I will be in that situation at some point in time, that I would want, the person to have some kind of a relationship with each other. You don't have to be bona fide brethren. You don't have to go out to lunch but there has to be a level of respect for each other.
And it's good 100%. To have that respect. It's good to have that respect, because there's going to be times when that person might have to be your ally. There might be times when the mum or the dad's moving mad, and the only person that can actually control them is their new partner. And they're like, look,
it's true,
you're moving mad. The man ain't done this, or the woman ain't done that. Why are you neglecting your child because you're angry because maybe this week he didn't pay the child support payment, when you just know that he got fired? He's getting a job next week and he's going to pay you next week. You know what I mean? The
prime example I can give you, it happened in Love and Hip Hop. Stevie J got married to Faith Evans, and Stevie J has a daughter with Mimi. So I think there was a time where Stevie J was doing something to Mimi and Mimi didn't like it. Faith Evans actually stepped in and said, listen, I'm in the picture now. He's not going to be moving mad on my watch. And they had like some type of, I don't really want to use the word blended family, but they had an understanding and they were all amicable. But Faith had to kind of like pattern her man to act correct. Do you understand? Because the child it's all about the child's well-being at the end of the day. So I do think it's important to, have a good, what's the word, relationship, or just, a good relationship with the person's, so your partner's ex or whatever, if possible. But I will say that there's been times where, like I said, I've dated people in the past that have kids. When it comes to that situation, they didn't call me mum. It was literally Auntie CynTea, innit?
Yeah, but that's a new thing. I'm talking about if you're with them for years and all that type of stuff. Like,
I think that Auntie CynTea might just have to run,
Boy,
because if the mum's in the picture, I don't want to take that away from her. Do you understand?
I'm not disputing that, but then as I said, sometimes when you're now, I think it's different when you're not in the house with them on a day-to-day basis. So when they're coming to visit, it might be a bit easier to call you Auntie CynTea.
Yeah.
You're all living together. And then there's more, especially when there's more children. And then all those children in that house are calling this man dad. And you're there calling him Trevor. Yes, Trev. It doesn't necessarily sit well. And especially if you're quite young, you're going to want to match what the other children are doing. Sometimes you're going to be like, well, why can't I call him dad? Everyone else is calling him dad. Then eventually they just call him dad or they call him mum. Do you understand?
I see.
It goes that way sometimes.
I see what you mean.
Anyway.
That's an interesting conversation though. That's an interesting one. I might touch on that at some point when it comes to my...
Steal it, please.
I've got things with CynTea brand.
Bare of these things with regards to the step parent. Me, that's never planning to have it. You got bare of it.
Webbs, do you want to...
God willing. Do
you want to give your comment on this thing about daddy, seeing as you have 100 children that you've been... you've banged their mum.
Is that true, Webbs?
You keep my kids out of your mouth! For me, how I look at it, it's all ego.
Who's watching TV in the background?
It's Web Slinger. Of course,
that's me. Sorry, that's me.
Come on, bro.
Who else? Who else is it?
That's me. It's
no podcast etiquette.
Not at all. I don't give a fuck, and I keep it real. It's all about ego when you think about it. If you want to be called Dave, John, God, whatever, it's ego. You know, you fathered the child. You were there. That's your seed. End of story. What if my child wants to call someone another name? Then you say, look, you can call him dad, but I'm your father. Okay, I brought you into this world. I was a part of this. This guy is nothing. He's immaterial. Yeah, you may have a good relation. It's true. Oh, wow. You may have a good relationship.
He does the plumbing in the house. He fixed the shower. You didn't do anything in the house, Dad.
Yeah, you came out of my balls. End of story. I did everything. Okay, you're breathing because of me and your mother. This guy ain't doing that for you. Simple as that. Don't let ego get in the way. And that's how it is for most people. It's just ego.
Well, yeah.
I kind of hear what he's saying. Do you understand? But that is obviously based on the relationship that you've built with your child, innit?
Yeah.
So I'll get you. I really do. I understand you fully. But, you know, you do get situations where a woman has moved on in her life. The man hasn't really been there for the child. All of a sudden, she's moved on and the man just turns up out of nowhere and wants to be daddy now. Do you understand? And that's where sometimes you may
things get sticky.
Yeah, it gets sticky because
it's happened.
Yeah,
I've seen enough scenarios about that.
This man has taken the boy football. You know, he's given him money for this and that. He's been there for him. And then the woman has said, this is the man that I want to be a part of my life. And he moves in. And then all of a sudden, you know, Tyrone just turns up. Do you know what I mean? And
you're egotistical. It's still your ego.
Yeah. Anyway, Stav wants to end this thing. It's about time. This guy is he's putting on his cooker, you know. What's
this guy? You can't even wait for 5 minutes.
No, why should I?
What are you cooking?
Talk your talk, man.
Staff is so disappointed to look at his face.
Even through this trash web mic, you can see how disappointed I am. All right.
I don't give a fuck about Stav. Look, I'm going on mute. Okay, have fun.
You hurt his feelings, Stav.
Did I say anything?
Listen, like I said, it's all about egos. I don't get involved that way.
He never said anything, to be honest, so I don't know why he was blaming stuff on him.
No, he didn't actually say anything that's a bit
exactly.
Nuts. But yeah, Stav, take the ball.
Okay. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 285. Cyn, thank you so much for being here. Get your collection of hashtags and follow me on Insta and talk this on Tuesday or Thursday, wherever it is. Get that all ready whilst the rest of us say our goodbyes and our church notes. But it's been wonderful having you on. We've needed a woman's touch on this pod. Thank you for allowing me to vent with the hair stuff. And I know we've had conversations separately, offline about this as well. We have our own little bant about this thing. So for allowing me to get that off my chest. You've been a wonderful guest and keep on keeping on. I can only just see bigger and better things for Miss CynTea. She's a legend.
Amen.
And I don't have to be a Christian to put it in the air.
Sue.
Amen.
All right. So, is there anything you want to say actually before you get to your socials later? We're going to do that in a minute. But anything you want to say?
I wanted to say something to you guys actually personally. You guys need to be on Clubhouse, I don't know why you guys are dulling, but all of you guys need to be on there because it's a good way to have conversations and get people to, come and listen to the podcast and stuff. So you guys need to get yourself an iPhone or something and get yourself on this app. And it can't be iPhone 4. It needs to be it needs to be an up-to-date iPhone as well, please. Don't start thinking you can go to Bossman and buy iPhone 4 and jump on Clubhouse. No, it needs to be an up-to-date iPhone, I beg.
Well, not everybody has all that money that you have seen, so what can we say, We'll see how it goes.
So it's coming soon on Android, but when it comes on Android, please don't hesitate. Just make sure you sign up and be on the app because it's a great platform to run conversations because I remember that you guys used to run debates on Facebook, so it's good to bring that back again. You know what I mean? It's good to bring that back. Thank
you very much for that vote of confidence, Cyn.
No, you guys are needed in the community. I've said it to lots of people that you're one of my favorite podcasts. I might not tweet a lot because I'm not really on Twitter like that. I'm more on Instagram, but I have told people, have you guys listened to Eloquently Say Nothing, blah, blah, blah. They're really good. And it's like I'm listening to my older brothers and it's really insightful listening because you know what it is, yeah? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I haven't really been comfortable with speaking publicly and with just, talking English because English isn't my first language, but you guys have really helped me extend my vocab, especially Simple Simon. So there's a lot of people that you guys are helping without even knowing. So I rate you guys.
I call him the dictionary of the podcast. You feel me?
100%. But all of you guys have definitely added something to just the way I am creatively. And I do want to thank you guys. And I salute you guys for doing this for such a long time.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you.
You've boosted our ego.
Amen.
My ego remains as is because
you gotta give people the flowers in it. You got to give people their flowers.
Yes, it's very nice. It's very nice to hear that, especially from the youth.
The youth. You sound like one of them uncles in church. Like the youths are coming to perform now.
They are coming to give us a jingle.
Are you under 30, Cyn?
I just turned 29 2 weeks ago.
She's my junior. Almost 10 years, my junior.
Yes,
the youth.
Happy belated.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Okay, Wahala, church notes and goodbyes.
At Big Wahala on Insta. At Big Wahala on Twitter. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I want to shout out at this present moment in time. I don't think I've watched anything new, to be honest. So I'm gonna keep it like that. I know me and my missus did rewatch the Peaky Blinders though. And I will still say that if you haven't watched Peaky Blinders, make sure you go out there and you watch Peaky Blinders. I also watched Sylvie's Love, which is the film that's on Amazon Prime. It stars Kerry Washington's husband. I forget his name. He's one Igbo boy. And when you see him, you can see he's a proper Igbo boy as well. And what's this girl's name, man?
Kerry Washington married a black.
Yeah, Nigerian, man. She's married to a Nigerian guy. You don't know?
I wasn't expecting that. No.
Yeah, you thought Olivia Pope was Olivia Pope in real life?
She was because she was engaged to a white man first for a long time, and then she broke up with him, and then and if you see this man, you'd be like, why? But anyways, then she broke up with him, and then eventually she went with this Igbo man. Have you not seen that when she's wearing all that gele and all this stuff for a wedding and all that stuff?
Nah,
you ever seen that? Okay, yeah, she's married to a Nigerian man, Igbo man.
Up Nepa for shizzle.
I'm trying to remember this girl's name. She plays Valkyrie in Marvel, and she's also in Creed.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's Creed. She's Michael B. Jordan's girlfriend in Creed.
Creed, yeah, and what's it? What's that? Janelle Monáe's real girlfriend in real life. I forget her name.
For real, was that the girlfriend?
Yeah, man. That's them two together.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
One of the best looking Tessa Thompson. That's it. One of the best looking couples in Hollywood.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, she's in it as well. So that's a film that you maybe want to go and check out on.
It's actually good. I tried to watch it 5 minutes in. I said, well, yeah, this is not really for me. I need action.
It's not action. Listen, it's like it speeds through and things happen. I don't really think it's the best thing that I've seen on television, but if you like Bridgerton and all that type of stuff that everyone else is watching.
I was just gonna say you guys need to jump on Bridgerton.
I've seen that already, but me and my missus watched that too. But it's a bit that one. It's like that. It's just like little bits of drama that goes in that, but it's like a love story, innit? It's just a love story.
Yeah, but you can say when it comes to Bridgerton, yeah, that there was in 10 minutes in there was already scenes and all these things. There was a lot of action straight away, but with this particular, so it was a Sylvie's Love.
Yeah, it's a
I'm
slow
not gonna
film.
lie, it's very slow. Hella
It's a slow burner. It's not all action thing, but there are some things in there that there's questions in there that you might want to bring up on your thing.
Okay, am I going to watch it for market research? Research?
I will leave that for you to decide. But there are questions, especially regarding step parents and whatever and stuff like that, that you may want to bring up on your thing.
Hey, this. I'm looking at pictures of now Janelle Monáe and Tessa Thompson, and there's one of them where they're there together, and bloody Zoe Kravitz is in the picture, sticking out her tongue over this one's shoulder between the two of them. I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry. Well, that's a beautiful relationship. And Zoe Kravitz, can you imagine? Let me not.
Zoe Kravitz is not old though. You have to like she's young. I mean, are you talking about the mum?
Zoe Kravitz is older.
Zoe Kravitz you're talking about. You're thinking of the mum.
No, I'm
Zoe Kravitz is the daughter.
I know that. I hate when you open your mouth.
You're not old, then.
Did I mention anything about age?
I hate when you open your mouth.
You mentioned age. Did I mention age? I said I was talking about their relationship. And there's a picture of the third one that was there. The three of them were there. And my brain just started making jumping from 1 + 1 = 3. So anyways, Wahala Stanley's thing, Mr. Wolf.
Lovely. She is gorgeous. I can't lie.
All three of them are gorgeous.
Yeah, I've got a new celebrity crush as well.
Who's that?
The girl from How to Get Away
from Murder. I knew you were gonna say her.
Bruv.
I knew you were gonna say her.
I love her, bruv.
What, a black girl?
The dark skin girl.
Yeah, she's very beautiful. Michaela, isn't it?
Yeah, Michaela. But it's something.
But I love her.
Yeah.
She's beautiful.
Oh, well,
Aja something.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Oh, wow. Yeah, she is proper girl next door beautiful, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Okay, let me look at this chick.
She's got straight hair, Steph. She's got straight hair.
I'm dashing the computer as we talk.
You can catch me on Instagram, aka Mr. Wolf, Twitter, aka _Mr. Wolf. And yes, it was a pleasure to be in the presence of CynTea today. Even though it was online. Make sure when we do get together that you come and, you congregate with us properly.
Of course, 100%.
So it's not her, man. Blatantly, it's me. So
sorry, Mr. Wolf, are you actually watching How to Get Away with Murder? Or are you seeing it because of the film that I told you to watch?
No, I'm watching it, man. I can't believe how good it is. It's
a good series, bro.
Have you seen Tegan?
Tegan? No, I'm only on season 2, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Tegan is...
Tegan is one of them. I don't know if she's got children, but she's an older lady. But that one there is a baddie, bruv.
What is she on the program as well?
She's on How to Get Away with Murder.
Okay,
yeah. Just watch it.
If you're looking for somebody a little bit more our age, a little bit, Tegan, yeah, that's a baddie right there. And she dresses immaculate all times.
What is she on? Is she later on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is it's not coming up, man? It's Tegan. It's not coming up.
I'll send it.
I don't know how to spell her name.
I'll send it in the group. Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, CynTea, I want you to tell me who your celebrity crush is whilst Webslinger comes out of his kitchen and tells us his church notes and socials.
It's actually funny that Mr. Wolf started talking about How to Get Away with Murder, because someone asked the same question on Clubhouse the other day, and that actually said Rome Flynn, and he's on How to Get Away with Murder as well.
The long neck one.
Gabriel. Gabriel.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He looks like he could be Dutch, Dutch black. No,
he's
he does,
nice. I'm not gonna lie, he is nice. He's fine. God bless him.
He looked like one of them.
So his name is Rome Flynn.
He looked like one of them genuine type of butters, isn't it?
Which one?
Have you actually Googled him to see how he looks like?
Yeah, I just looked at him. He looked like Genuine's cousin.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. I think he's nice. I think he's half Cuban, half something. I can't remember what the other thing is, but
so you like those blended brothers?
No, I did not say that. I was just saying
from
that
Amsterdam to like blend.
That's funny that you said that, because actually, you know what? Let me not say anything. But
say it.
No, it's not important. It's not important. But just know that I appreciate my black brothers, and you guys asked for celebrity crush, and I gave you celebrity crush in it.
Oh, are you turning to the other side, Nelson? Is it like you're opening up your scope, seeing as you've limited it with no non-Christians, but you'll take a Christian that's a bit Milky Way?
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I just answered the question.
But
stop putting pressure on her, man.
What I do in my personal life now is something else. So we just gonna leave it at that.
Okay, all right, no problem. Webbs, are you actually there, bruv?
Of course I'm here. What's wrong with you?
That one is cooking rice and stew.
That's it.
Church notes and goodbyes, bruv.
DJ Websling on Instagram, DJ Websling on Twitter. Apologies for the interruptions of everything else. I know it's not professional of me. So yeah. My spider sense is tingling over how to get away with murder. Fucking hell. The Good Wife and the Good Fight.
Yeah, we know it's tingling because we heard previously on
the. Yeah. That's right. I went back into it, man, because I'm a Delroy Lindo fan. I know we've been talking about Delroy Lindo for the last episode. But I went back to watch The Good Wife from the beginning, and this excellent writing, excellent performances. So yeah, that's what I'm tingling. My spider sense is tingling over. So if you get a chance, go and watch it, and go and watch The Good Fight as well. Very, very good.
Is that on Netflix then, or Amazon Prime?
I do the backdoor route, so I don't know where you can find it.
I hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, check it out. And thank you for being a part of the podcast. Thank you for having patience with us and enjoying the conversation.
It's all love. So
yeah.
All right, Cyn, it's your turn now. Tell us where to find you, what to look out for and whatnot.
So guys, I'm CynTea. I'm a debater. I run a brand called Talk the Things with CynTea. So that's #TTWC. So if you see that, that's definitely me. I run debates every single Wednesday on my Instagram and every other social media platform. So check out for that. Get involved in the comments, share, follow. And I run rooms on Clubhouse now as well. Having debates live and direct with, people who always talk in the comments and just new people as well. So it'd be nice to hear from you. So just give me a follow on Insta and on Clubhouse at A Cup of CynTea. So that is A Cup of CynTea. And yeah, it'd be nice to, chop it up with you, really. So yeah.
Yes.
Yes, CynTea she's our black agony aunt, where bring all your dilemmas and situations to CynTea. She will bring it out to the masses and flesh it out for you. Somebody will come with a responsible answer, and CynTea will manage that very, very well. On Instagram, on Clubhouse, on Twitter, the woman is multifaceted, multi-talented, and she's looking down on you because she's multi-foot as well.
I'm 6 foot, people. I'm 6 foot.
So
that's me.
You must get bored people talking about your height all the time, innit?
I'm used to it now. To be fair, you know what? It used to be an issue when I wasn't comfortable in my height, but now I'm just like, yes, I know I'm tall, but if you're referring to it just to describe me, and it's not coming across like it's offensive, then I'm cool with it. So the way you said it was cool. It's just a bit of, just painting a picture of how I look like in it. But you could just see how I look like on Instagram or whatever. And you can hear more of my voice on Clubhouse as well. which is one thing I love. So yeah.
Follow her. Okay. I am Stavros Boss. You can catch me at Stavros Boss everywhere. You can catch us collectively at ESN Podcast on all social medias. Hopefully a couple of us will join Clubhouse at some point and we'll see what happens there because apparently the masses want us there. But we're on all the other social medias. You can find us, follow us, use the hashtag ESN Pod. Once again, that is ESN Pod to start or join in the conversation. Let us know what you thought about the topics this week. Reach out to CynTea. Tell us how much you love her and how much you want her back. We will definitely have her back once we're back in the studio. And thank you very much for tuning in. Every Tuesday we are here. It's another week done. It's the first episode of 2021. So thanks him for breaking our cherry for this year. And I guess we all hope that. Well, I don't know what 2020 was like for you, but for me,
it will be a better year in Jesus' name. We will be where the money reside, where the money reside.
Even I saw that today. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, okay then, fine. You put that in a good way. Thank you very much. Webbs, say your thing, bro.
Yo. Eloquently saying nothing. Remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well. 2021.
Slag for life. Slagfest is not just for New Year's. It's for life. Bitches. All right, man. Yeah.
I need to urinate.
He needs to urinate. He needs to urine.
I love the way Nigerians use big words, to say what they're gonna do.
I need to urinate. I need to pass. What is it?
I need to ease myself.
Ease myself. I need to ease myself. Alright, if you're back, great having you on. Love and all that, man. Alright, ladies.
Alright, yeah, peace. Cyn, I know you're gonna come straight on Clubhouse with it, so you jump onto your second love. And
thank you for having me. It was very last minute, but I'm glad I was able to join.
Yeah, so was I. We changed the holes. We come onto Zoom just for you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Definitely until the next time, guys, and hopefully I'll see you soon on Clubhouse.
Yeah, peace. I might join you there actually. If I see you in the room, I might actually join you. We'll see.